Boink, boink. Hello, hello. I'm alive. And mostly here. So what we are going to be doing today is... I'm gonna try to upgrade my stream tool. So, we go into main chroma key. This is the stream tool that I usually use. And so what I want to do is upgrade it so we can use, whatchamacallit? Move this to the screen. Bring this down. Yeah, so upgrade my stream tool so I'm able to remotely, I guess, use it. So I have just kind of monkey patched my OBS thing. It's not monkey patching, because monkey patching implies that you change it at runtime. But now my OBS, I guess, recorder thing now has OBS WebSocket just kind of incorporated into it. So it should be broadcasting on port something. Yeah, it should be broadcasting at port 4444. With a password, of course, so we don't just have like random people connecting to it. And so the idea here is that I will now write a new screen plugin. So that's kind of how this entire setup works, is that everything is just done via plugins. Yeah. So you can disable, enable things as needed. Yeah. But I do need to rewrite this eventually, because it's pretty jank right now. So you have screens. And then there's the controller, and then the main screen, so it's all a bit weird. Yeah. But I mean, it works. This won't be able to connect to chat, by the way. But because of the authentication key that it uses is very, very old. Yeah. Oh, you know what I'm missing? I'm missing my drink. I will be right back. Let's hit it with an AF. Hello, hello. I'm back. He's back. And I am... I feel exhausted, actually. After streaming the entire... like, Ludum Dare. I just feel spent, dude. Almost completely spent. Like, I'm thinking about, like, how did I even talk for that long? For 34 hours. It's absolutely insane. It's an absolutely crazy amount of time to just be talking. Yeah, so this needs, a lot of this stuff needs to be refactored at some point, but we'll get around to it. We'll get around to it. You know what? We might just start the refactor now. So screen plugins needs to shift to just its own root directory. Entities probably needs to go away. I don't even know what uses entities. Yeah. I think, what if we just, well, I think I know, right? Doesn't scroll text probably uses entities? Yeah. How weird. So you want to change that. Oh, you know what? This is what we can do. Let me change my... I can still run this in the background. I can still run my normal overlay in the background while I do development on this, as long as I don't try to connect twice with the same thing. So let me bring up the screen region, open up Postman, open up more stuff. Where did my cursor go? My mouse is gone. That was weird. That was weird. So we go into open up our config file. Remember not to show this on stream, otherwise I'll need to regenerate everything, and that'll be a huge pain. All right, refresh. There we go, send it. Remove the file, and then we can now run this thing. Look at that. Should be captured. Loading data, pub sub connection. Pub sub, we're probably connected. Nice. All right, now we're back. All right, so I can leave this one on in the background. Just don't, don't try to connect to anything. Which I think is fine, yeah. I think I can just, I don't need to change anything because the authentication should just be bad. So, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. So screen plugins, this needs to change to be just a surface level thing. Everything is now slightly broken. How nice. So each plugin is now its own thing. Or I guess we'll just call it, we can call it just plugins, right? I think that makes more sense. So you have, because now I'm adding things that aren't even like related to being on screen, right? So the idea for the kind of OBS controller, that's more of just like an invisible plugin. Yeah. Starting to get a few errors. Hey, screen plugin. What happened? What happened? So screen plugin GD. This is fine. H row text. Wait for it. I'm familiar with this error. So Godot has problems like re-indexing itself if you move around the file structure. It gets very, very confused. All right, so screen plugin. This is our kind of interface. So everything needs to implement all of these. How nice. Combined with just an onReady var main screen thing. So this is gross, but just don't worry about that. Oh, you know what we can also do? I wonder if, how does this work? So when we create a new minion, or I guess a new stream avatar, how does this work? Plugins. Cannot preload. What do you mean? Oh, I didn't change the name yet. This needs to be plugin. So now everything's gonna break once again. Screen plugin. Hopefully this is fine. No. Okay, one more time. Well, as I said, it's one of the buggier things about Godot is that once you have a file structure, just try really hard not to change the file structure. Otherwise, things will break. So screen plugin, yes. This is fine. Yes. Let's see. No, this needs to change as well. Yeah, okay. You know what? Let's do this. So we can go into pixel edit, actually. I'm gonna steal my own artwork, so it's not stealing. We'll go into, no, not open. Recent documents, animals. You see where I'm going with this? So we can just add more animals. We go to plugins, chat minions, entities. How big are you? Or how big is each one of these sprites? I think each one of these sprites is 64 by 64. But I don't remember. We can check though. Let's open up the old stuff. Hey, it's in dev, friendly potato, stream. Go to, no, not entities. It's in plugins, chat minions, assets. Oh, geez, defaults. Should never see defaults. So this is, yeah, these are 64 by 64, and they have, how far apart? 1, 2, 3, well, 4. So their outlines are forward, I guess. So what we can do, let's save as, just save as, go to dev, go to the stream thing, let's see, plugins, chat minions, assets. Yeah, this will just be our super animals file, and then we can actually just export tile by tile. So we can export each tile individually, so that should make it pretty easy. So this will be animals here. Then documents. We'll need to resize tiles eventually, but let's move everything over here. So these are just the outlines, and then we'll go to the color. Just kind of move them over as well. Look at that. So clear all of these. We don't need these because we're going to get rid of them anyways. So save. Let's see. We'll want to export. Well, no. We'll want to resize the canvas to be 2 by 8. Just because. Are these actually 64 by 64? I don't think these are 64 by. Oh my god, they're 64 by 64. No way. Really? This is 64. This is also 64 by 64. Oh my god. Who made this? I made this. Okay. So I think I just need to bump up the exterior outlines, and then these should be good to go to kind of like flip into or export into my just normal whatever. So let's see. Boom. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. You know what? Let's also grab the dog. The dog, that actually doesn't look bad. Yeah. Like even if it doesn't have an outline, it's not too bad. Yeah. So let's resize the canvas once again, just so I don't have to do any weird like weird deletions of individual tiles. Yeah. And I guess I'll just keep the question mark as well. Why not? So let's save, and then we will smush all the layers. So blues tile mappings, that's fine. We're not really editing these anymore, right? So let's add a tile. Tile 0. That's not how this works. How do I add a tile? How does this work? Right click, control click to make, right click. Left click. Shifts, control or right click, control click. I'm confused. All right, cool. All right, I think that's fine. And then we can just do this. And by this, I mean we'll export all of these. Export, like tile set? Export tiles as individual files. Yeah, I think that should be fine. Probably, question mark. Pixel scale 1. That's probably fine. Save. Save 13 files. I'm a little nervous about what just happened. Yeah, we just imported a bunch of assets. Oh, baby. Look at that. Oh, that's not actually how this works either. Hold on. Yeah, that's not actually how this works. So if I want to... make this work, that's why each thing has its own file. Oh, okay. So okay, let's undo this. We'll keep the pixel edit thing, just kind of the work file. Oh no. Delete all of these. We'll keep the pixel edit work file just as like a base. Yeah, and then I'll have to like re-import these. Well, I guess I won't have to re-import these, right? So I just need to create additional animations. So like, yeah, it'll have to be a 3x3, and I'm keeping the third slot open for something. I'm not sure what I want it to be. It's not too hard to replace all of these existing ones with new, like, kind of custom whatevers. Okay. Yeah, I guess we won't mess with that for now. Adding more assets, not my forte. I know how I would do it. It would just take a little bit. It would just take a little bit. And I guess also the slight problem with that is that some of the assets will, they use different line lengths, so they'll be very, very different from the existing stuff. Yeah, because everything needs to be 3x3, like this. But right now they're just 1x1. So what I could do is create a new file that's just 3x3 and 64x64. Man, I cannot believe that these are 64x64. Are these actually 64x64? There's no way. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what I thought. These are 32x32. I'm just dumb. I was reading it completely incorrectly. So it gives you a little bit of information here. So yeah, this is 64, but it's 63x31. So if we resize the canvas, select the new tile size. Oh, undo. It says cannot be undone. Close. Do not save changes. But now we want it to reopen animals.pixel. Resize tiles. 64x64. Resample tiles. So now they're just very big lads. And they should be also 2x2. So everything is like 2x2. I guess that's okay. That's okay. But now they're also the appropriate length, I think. Yeah, so that's 63x63. So the only thing to do here now is to, I guess, just redo the outlines. So I had to go along every single one of them and adjust the outline. Now who in their right mind would actually do that? I might. I'm considering it. You know what, we're doing it. Yeah, you know what? Let's just give it a try. Well, no. The point of this stream was to hook this into OBS. Alright, so let's do that first, and then we'll start messing with this. So, let's first first see if this still works. Okay, so now we need to fix everything that's slightly broken. Just make sure it starts. And then also make sure that this does not, is not able to connect. Yeah, okay, good. The authentication's broken. Very good, very good. So, let's create a new screen plugin. How do all these work? So they are usually just like a runner. Yeah. So screenplugin.gd, screen plugin, is just the control. And so that's how this will also work. So this will be OBS webhook. Yeah, OBS webhook, so that you'll be able to, the idea is that I'll be able to, from this interface, I can then set up some hotkeys, since I'm already like keylogging myself, I'm mouse logging myself, and it also comes with a keylogger, so I can control OBS just by having this piece of software open. Since this is just the general screen tool, you know? Yeah. So let's do it. OBS webhook, and this will just be the thing. So we can throw this into plugins, OBS webhook, OBS webhook. I don't really want to work on a game today. I think I said on Sunday I was going to work on a game. I'm just super burnt out after working on Ludum Dare stuff all weekend. And also streaming it all really took a toll on my mental state. So let's see, this is OBS webhook. We can attach a script to it. This will inherit from screen plugin. Structured, create. All right, cool. So OBS webhook. What do we need for this one? What do we need for this one? I do need to, I guess, modify several of these. So stream RPG and minion fights don't do anything. So I'm thinking that there's probably a good way to structure this so that in this screen here, main screen, I don't need to, you know, manually input every single plugin. Instead, it's just something that you can just drop into it. You can just drop into the file. It should just work. Oh, and you know what? If I really want people to use this, which is like debatable, but I think it would be cool if people used it. I think I should have an example plugin, because really all of these are compiled in during exports, you know, in the release build, so you're not able to influence this file. But what if, right? So this is what it looks like, FP stream. There's just like a kind of like a resource file here. So I can include like a second resource file that's just called plugins. And so you can write your own kind of like GD script only plugins that should just work. Yeah. Shouldn't be too hard to do everything via GD script. GD script and or like absolute paths. So you don't need to recompile. Yeah, because the problem with recompiling is that you may need to you may or may not need to recompile the DLL, the Rust DLL. I'll need to think about that. I mean, it's tough because the Rust DLL is, you know, it's compiled per platform, of course. So not everyone has the Rust compiler on their system. Yeah. So we'll think about it. We'll think about it. I feel like OBS webhook could be one of those like script only files. I feel like it could. You know what? What if I... Here's an idea. Here's an idea. I said it out loud. It made a lot of sense. Therefore, we just make it script only, right? Yeah. I think that should work. Yeah. So we can, I already know the technique for doing this. It's a bit weird because you're kind of abusing how a Godot works. But this is actually how, in this piece of software here, right, you're actually able to load in scripts at runtime. It works in the same way. So you see here in the resources folder, there is just like a GD file, and it does run every single time. Oh, I guess there's nothing in it right now, but You know what I'm getting at, right? So I'm able to load in files at runtime. And then, so all you need to do is have a node that has a script on it. Or possibly, yeah, if you want to load things in at runtime, you need to have a node that has a script on it, right? Otherwise, it won't really work. What I've noticed is it just gives you like a null pointer if you don't already have a script loaded on it. So then you duplicate that script, so it gives you a new reference, and then you just modify. you just do like a really raw like replace. You delete everything inside the script and insert this content. It's very, very strange, but it totally works. So I can, if you want to check out that functionality, that's how I would implement modding in Godot, I think. It's a bit funky. It's a bit funky for sure. So first, have a scene with a dummy script on it that compiles, of course. And then once you load in your kind of mod script here, you get a reference to that, the dummy script, duplicate it. The Godot editor will not expose that option to you, interestingly enough, because I think they don't want people to do that. It's kind of undocumented. Well, it is literally documented in the documentation, but the editor will not give you the option for it, the linter, right? And then on that duplicate of the script, you can then just concatenate your, I guess, source code into it, and then reload it. Yeah. So all that implementation stuff is on a branch in OpenC Face GD, which is very strange, of course, but it's kind of funny. I'm thinking, how did I make this work last time, actually? What kind of madman does this kind of thing? Yeah. So check this out. I'm getting distracted. It's this part here, he says. It's here. It is here. Yes. That's how you would do modding in Godot. Is this part here, line 283. Well, I guess line 278 to 289. So load in your file, read the file. You get your, you get your script, your dummy script, you duplicate it, then you set the source code to just your file text. Then you need to do this very specific set of actions, otherwise it won't work. So you need to set the script as null, reload it, or reload your duplicate script. So set your dummy script to null, reload your duplicate script, and then set your script again on the node. So the way I figured this out was by writing a kind of GD script preprocessor. So very C style. So you do like define, then if defined, then do this, otherwise do this. And so that's actually that code is also public if you're interested in looking at it. And so you can see that we're also calling setup on it. And then on our code here, there is just a setup function that does nothing. So technically it works every single time. The only downside is that you will not be able to convert your GD script code to bytecode, so it will be a bit slower than usual. That's fine for most cases, right? If it's just a mod, you'll probably be doing, I don't know, you should probably be hooking into other things, so you only call your mod script once, and then it just kind of works after that. Hopefully. That's the dream. Anyways, we have our OBS webhook. I think I'm going to actually try to test that functionality out. Not really sure how it's gonna work though. We're just doing all kinds of like totally off the wall things here. In any of my main projects that aren't game jams, I just do weird stuff. Don't know why. My game jams generally use tried and tested techniques. These long-term projects, I don't even know what I'm doing, man. Like, I think my Twitch integration has two, yeah, it has two WebSocket things just inside of it. Yeah, a chat client and a pub sub client. Because I couldn't combine them. And I couldn't also break them out into their own files because for whatever reason, Godot hates having separate WebSocket clients. Yeah. OBS webhook. Oh, this is not a webhook, by the way. This is a WebSocket. What are you, some sort of idiot? OBS WebSocket. So I think the scary part is that I have not tested this. It's just here. It's running technically. So let's see. What we'll need, and let's open up VS Code as well. Let's go to dev, friendly potato stream. Yeah, I mean, that's it, right? I think, yeah, Godot Tools is already enabled. Oh, but it's set up for Rust, which is hilarious. Plugins, we'll go to OBS WebSockets. All right, and then I'll also need to reference my Twitch integration file. Yeah, so var, we'll have a, I guess this is just like the OBS client, right? So this is some sort of WebSocket client dot new. Very nice. There's nothing else we really need, right? Like I have all these things just kind of saved here. So we look at this implementation. So this is the JavaScript implementation. Shouldn't be too hard to port. And then this is an actual, I guess, use of the implementation. So this is OBS web. Look at all this, people seem to use it a fair amount. So here we go, so there's a few functions which presumably map to, I guess, UI elements. I'm not familiar with Svelte. Svelte? How do you say svelte? Svelte. It's like velt, right? But then you put like a little spice at the start of it. Svelte. I think these seem to be fairly obvious. This is this doesn't look right. Now that I'm looking at it again, look at this. So async function transition scene. This is TypeScript. I don't like how TypeScript only, in JavaScript and TypeScript, most linters only use 2 tabs. I get it, like, you know, HTML and whatever generally has like very, very deeply nested stuff. And that makes sense for HTML, but for JavaScript, if it's a standalone JavaScript script, please use 4 tabs. And in their defense, I guess there is like, this is like actually like a Svelte script. Yeah. Anyway, the problem I was pointing out is that it accepts a parameter, but it doesn't actually do anything. So these are all send command. I was looking at this before. So await OBS send command, and then there's parameters. And so we look here. This is the send function. So you'll have request type K and then args. So what do we use request type, or what did they use request type for? So they have a specific amount of requests. Okay. Okay. What do they do with args? Oh, I I see, I see. So they just add a new field to args, and that'll be your request type. Not documented, but required. You love to see that. So request type and then message ID. What is message ID? Does message ID just like count up? Where do they get message ID from? Message ID. Hey. OBS WebSocket generate message ID. Excuse me? Excuse me? Where? Do I need to... Oh, is this just like a globally unique message ID? Where is this from? OBS WebSocket, sure. Generate... Oh, it's just right here, huh? Generate message ID. Yeah. Return string request counter plus plus. Phenomenal. What a great design. I can't say that I'm much better though. So alright. So I'm just gonna use that as a reference. So I need a message ID. We can do that. We can do the same thing. We can be cool. Func generate message ID. Actually, what's the license on this? Am I even allowed to be copying this? This is MIT. Oh baby. That's compatible with Apache too. Generate message ID gives you back a string. Cool. And then we'll turn just nothing for now. What we'll want to do is this. So this is, I guess, request counter. Some sort of integer set to 0, set to -1. And then we'll do request counter plus equals 1, and then return request counter. Is there a toString? Can you do toString on an integer? I don't think you can. Yeah, you need to do the string it like this. Cool. Let's see. Oh, actually, I think I will need to keep mouse reader up, probably, right? Because in order for this to kind of really work, so I don't need to always like click back to my stream overlay, right? The idea is to use hotkeys as long as this program is running. So the idea is like, what if I press like control like F1? Control F1, it will switch to my first scene. Control F2 will switch to my second scene, etc. I think that design makes sense. But we'll keep this in the backlog for now. I think I can expose these in the librs, right? So I can just use the same implementation twice. Shouldn't be too bad. Now here, let's see. There's a lot of things that we need to connect to here. So OBS client, I'm just gonna copy my own code. Every one of these I should implement on connection, OBS client, connect, connection, error, connection, error. Phenomenal. Give me it. Connection established. On connection stab. I'm going too fast. Data received is not able to handle me. Self on data received. Then finally server close request. I don't foresee that ever happening, considering that I control the server. But maybe. Maybe one day OBS will become self-actualizing and decide that my stream is too garbage to be broadcast to the outside world. Wouldn't that be something, huh? Also, check my volume. Sometimes this volume jumps up to like 77 and I have no idea why. Something to do with my little audio box. Things happen sometimes. Alright, now we need to connect to a URL. You know what we're gonna do? I'm just gonna default it to this. So const the URL. Actually, what is the URL I need to connect to? I'm not familiar. How do I connect to it? How do you connect to it? Nav bar burger. Love it. Hey. I do know that I guess the 3 horizontal lines stacked on top of each other, that is called like the burger element. It's a nice element. I am for that element. How do you connect? So the protocol, okay, so we need to do the protocol stuff. Let me see. Okay. So I think it should be fine just to try to connect directly to the WSS protocol, probably. Not sure. Let's secure. Wait. What? So they define a variable here. Because the documentation for OBS WebSocket is not great. Right, these are the docs. It's just, okay, yeah, sure. And they just have generated stuff, but authentication? Don't you have, it's a WebSocket server. Why don't you just have like regular authentication stuff as opposed to, like, here's the pseudocode, I don't know. Please give me an example. Just so that like, I know that you take JSON and hopefully you're not just taking raw form data. Crossword. Configured. Oop. I don't know. Let's see how you do it. Message ID. Sure. Ooh. Wait, this isn't it. This is it. Authenticate. Where is authenticate? Authenticate. Connect. So this is, I think that this is a Boolean. Yeah. And then we host index of does not equal -1. Okay. Sure. Okay. How do you actually, that should be fine, yeah? Isn't localhost automatically boot you to like HTTPS connections anyways? I forget. Connecting to connected false. Oh wait. OBS connect. So what is your connect? Connect. So this is all send socket. OBS WebSocket extends socket. All right, give me the deets. Human eats. So you presumably have a connect. Okay, so you have a connect function. Very nice. Wait, yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah, you should be able to do this. Don't want any sockets to leak. Wait this connect 0, and then we want to authenticate using the password. Parsed args. Parsed args, parsed args. Which are just like the rest of the args. Phenomenal. Okay, I guess that makes sense, I guess. Yeah? So let's see how this works. We want to connect to URL. What does this do on HTTP response? Oh, this is how that was how I was trying to do like the token refresh stuff, but it wasn't actually built in. Okay. Let's see, I'm trying to figure out this stuff. So authentication is enabled by default and users are encouraged to configure a password on the first run. This is request for get auth required returns 2 elements. Generates the answer to the auth challenge. Follow this procedure. Concatenate the user declared password with the salt sent by the server. So in this order, password plus server salt. Generate a binary SHA-256 hash of the result and encode the SHA-256 binary hash to base64, otherwise known as a base64 secret. Concatenate the base64 secret with the challenge sent by the server. Sure. Generate a binary SHA-256 hash of the result and encode it to base64. Do I even have all that? Does Godot have the ability to do that? I would hope it probably does. Let me see, crypto. Okay, crypto. So we're able to. It can generate a few things. How would I do that here? Alright, well I can just turn off the... I really shouldn't, but I might. You know what? I'm gonna do it. We can turn it off. We don't need an auth. Maybe we do need auth. Alright, hold on. Generates a binary to... How do I do all the hashing stuff? And check it out. By the way, this is my Ludum Dare thing. I've just been monitoring a bunch of stuff. I'm trying to get more reviews on it. I feel like people have been playing it, but they're not really, they play like the first 2 screens and then they just quit out, which is very strange. Because the first 2 screens take you about a minute. Maybe about 2 minutes if you're bad. Which is to be expected, of course, because the control scheme is very non-standard. Still. Oh, hello, Koji Bear. How are you doing tonight? I think I got enough reviews on my Ludum Dare submission to be, I guess, ranked. Look at that, 21.75. Good, how are you? I'm gonna be honest, I'm pretty, somewhat out of it, a little drained from, you know, streaming 34 hours over the weekend. Yeah. But so that's why I'm trying to. We're trying to do something easy, but as it turns out, this might not be that easy. Hash. Yeah, I think the thing I'm worried about with the Ludum Dare thing is for some of these reviews, it almost feels like some of these people didn't get past the tutorial, which is very strange. Like some of them only mentioned like it was really fun to move the horse around. I'm like, wait a minute. Did you not get to the end? Did you not get to the end of the tutorial? What a travesty. It's actually chonk. I'm very sorry, but I'll give you a chonk for free. Returns an integer hash. Yeah, that's actually what I'm working on. So I have the OBS WebSockets WebSocket client installed. So what I'm trying to do is whenever this piece of software, which is free and open source by the way, is opened, you can also enable just like something. You can enable the thing to be run. So you connect to your OBS instance and then be able to, you know, have it listen to your hotkeys. Alright, this is what I want, hashing context. Yeah, so I can change, you know, from this one to this one just by clicking some hotkeys. And that'll all be driven via this piece of software here. So it'll be your like your one-stop shop for like OBS overlay stuff. So I was thinking about doing this just like with a direct link to OBS, but that looks very complicated. So instead we're using WebSockets because that's easier for my puny brain to understand. But at this point, it also means that this program will be running 3 WebSocket clients at once, right? Because we need a WebSocket client to connect to Twitch chat. We need a WebSocket client to connect to channel point rewards. And then if you have the OBS stuff enabled, you'll need a separate, yet another WebSocket client to connect to OBS. So hashing context is equal to hashing context new. There we go. Let me see. Hashing context to compute cryptographic hashes over multiple iterations. What do we have? We have SHA-256. I think that's fine. I don't need to like pass anything in, do I? Context starts, blah blah blah. Context update file. What? What? How does this work? This seems to be very low level. Also, how do I convert things to base 65? Or base 64, base 65? What am I talking about? Yo, so based off of this, I need to generate, encode the resulting SHA-256 binary hash to base 64. Godot base 64. Marshals, oh my god. There's so many things. Okay, hold on. Let's do the first one, which is... Oh, I shouldn't have done this. Let's just close it. I've messed something up. So we'll have our... What's it called? OBS. No. OBS. WebSocket. There we go. So we have our hashing context and then our marshals. Marshals is equal to marshals. Should be fine. Can you not do this? Is marshals not an actual thing you can set things to? So this is an, oh, it's an object. How do you use it? Did I spell it wrong? That's wild. Okay. So it's just an object. Okay. So this will leak. Cool. Oh, hello, Knock. How are you doing today? Tonight? To morning? How's it going? going? Going alright. Going alright. Feeling a bit low energy, feeling a bit drained. Streamed 34 hours over the weekend, which is that's a lot of time. But check this out. I was able to finish a Ludum Dare submission, a compo submission, no less. I think it came out pretty well. Yeah, so check it out. Look at that. So I think like over the 48 hours, I was looking at it. I streamed 34 hours total, but I streamed 6 hours over the submission deadline. So that's 28 hours out of the 48 given. That's a lot of time to be to just be talking and very slowly losing my mind. It's pretty extreme. Yeah. I mean, the VODs are still up. I think the game came out pretty well, but I have the feeling that people aren't rating it, or they're not actually playing through the game based off their comments, which makes me very, very nervous. Like they play through, like they play a minute of the tutorial, and they're like, "Wow, what a sick game." That's not it. It's just the tutorial. Please give the game at least 5 minutes. But it's okay. I know it's unreasonable. And I guess it's my fault for structuring the tutorial in such a way. I should have put the death ball stuff first instead of the combat stuff first. Because the combat stuff first kind of sucks, but you live and learn. First comment, I'm deaf now. Is it really? Or is that your first comment? Yeah, I think one of the things for sure is that the audio is really loud. It sounded fine to me, but that's also probably because I put my audio at 50 at all times. Yeah. So it sounds okay to me, and I guess I'm also running it through a second audio device, so that it's hard for me to tell how loud it is. I ran it on another computer afterwards, and it sounded fine. So, you know, I blame the compo. Not able to tell whether or not something is super loud or not. Blowing people's ears out. Yes, it's a. You know, if I blow your eardrum, actually, if you aren't able to hear in one ear, technically, you'll feel dizzy, aka you'll feel unstable. It's meta. It's meta, sweetheart. You just don't get it. I'm making you feel unstable in real life. In real life, as in the game, as all things should be. 64 to raw. What the heck? This is so weird how this works. So hashing context. What the heck? I don't think permanent hearing loss is meta. Well, it's okay. It's a lawsuit. Well, I mean, the theme was unstable, alright? They didn't say I couldn't blow your eardrums out. Alright. It wasn't explicitly not in the rules that I couldn't physically harm the player. We'll fix it in the next iteration. I do want to go back to the game, so I'll probably rewrite a lot of the, I guess, the death ball stuff in Rust. Because a lot of the positioning stuff, I can tell that it's starting to lag the game once you start to get up to a lot of animals. How does this work? How does this work? So sockets, this is connect. Socket, disconnect all sockets, and then we'll wait and disconnect. Where is connect? Give me this. I'm just looking at the JavaScript implementation. Actually, financially unstable from law fees. Yes. It's doubly meta, sweetheart. You just don't understand. I think the first enemy has too much HP. Yeah, well, that's probably that is part of it, yeah. Is that the first enemy has too much HP. I think me as the player, it was or me as a developer, it was too easy. But also, remember, it's not your objective to kill the enemy. So if you kill the enemy, you're just the monster. No one asked you to kill the enemy. Does it say? I don't think it says like kill the enemy. I think it just is like the enemy will knock you away, right? And then you, the player, just assume, oh, I should probably kill the enemy. But nope, that's not the objective. Ram enemies, yes. Ram enemies to eliminate them. Yes. I did not ask you to eliminate this one enemy though. He's just there. Did you assume that he was the enemy? Did you assume that I was talking about that person? Who's the monster now? No, let's just look at the Python one. Python. Given that he was attacking me, yes, I think there's a few biases at play here. Anyways, you don't have to kill the first enemy. I think I should have communicated that better. Or instead, probably flip the tutorial around. So it's just like kill one enemy, and then I'll have you. So you encounter the death ball first, grab more animals, and then have to kill the final enemy. It's tough. It's tough, right? I didn't go haywire when you zoom out. Yeah, that's another one. There wasn't a great way to do that though, unfortunately. Right, because what I wanted to happen for, Control was League of Legends style or StarCraft style, so you just kind of scroll. So you move your mouse to the edge of the screen and then just pans the camera like that. That would be way better. But unfortunately, I wanted to go HTML5 first, so I couldn't guarantee that that would work. Was the pen? Yeah, someone did mention that in the comments, but I think that was just forgotten. I was thinking about it and I didn't do it. So it was only 48 hours. I'm sorry. I slept for 6 hours each, and then that left me with what's 28? I guess I didn't even sleep for 6 hours each night. I slept for less than that. What's 28 plus 12? 28 plus 12, 38, 40. No, that's 40. No, yeah, 12. And then there was that period of time on Saturday where I just had to go do stuff because I'm an adult. I'm just critiquing here. That's fair enough. I'm making excuses. Hello, Rose Ninja. How are you? Did you get your jam entry in by the deadline? Bonk on connection closed. What I'm doing right now is not game development. I suppose normally, if you take an average of most of my past streams, I actually don't stream game development all that much anymore. I mostly just kind of work on random tooling made with Godot, because it's just a lot more relaxing, I suppose. Because working on tooling, easy, you have a very well-defined end state. Whereas with game development, it's kind of hard, right? Because you need to figure out how that game feels to play, how it functions, etc. Yeah. So what I'm working on today, just to unwind, because I'm a little drained from from streaming 34 hours over the weekend, is I'm working on this thing. found a program 1 hour before the end, so I submitted an unworking concert to work on. At least you got something done, you know? At least you got something done. It was a good attempt. Anyways, this is a program. What I've done is I've patched my OBS to work with OBS WebSockets. So the idea is whenever this program is running, hold on, you can get more chonky. Wait, this is not you, this is you. You can get like really, really chonky if you just spend a bunch of custom commands. And so you can get really, really big. You can get infinitely big, but just remember that I can reset your scale. Yeah, so whenever this program is open, I'll be able to switch OBS scenes by just having it open. That's the idea. Also, we'll just make you this level of chunk though. It's pretty big. Fully mapped it out and designed on paper, so just fill in gap time now. Very nice, very nice. I think it's good that you've got it mapped out on paper. I think what I tend to do whenever I do these kind of things, I just kind of wing it, and then I lose track of where I am. Right, how does the Python one do? I think the JavaScript one is a bit too fancy for me. Config WebSocket stuff. So WebSocket address, WebSocket port, loop async IO, simple OBS WebSocket. What is this? Simple web. What is this? Python. Hold on. So this is the most recent one. I don't want to use like the actual Python stuff though. This is MIT licensed, so it's okay for me to look at this. Oh, an emotional support pumpkin now. It just happened, I don't know how. Emotional support pumpkin. Can it do tricks? Play dead. Get it? Because technically pumpkins are already dead. Well, pumpkins, once you cut them off, are already dead. Let's see. Oh no, what is this? So we created a new one of these. What happens in their init function? Loop, blah, blah, blah. What did they call connect? Add routes, blah, blah. Loop until run. WebSocket connect. Where does this run from? WebSocket? Oh, okay, WebSocket connect. So this is what's happening. You know what? We don't need all of this. I still need this part because I need to generate this stuff manually, and that's going to be a huge pain. I'm a little nervous about that. But this svelte stuff, don't care. JavaScript. Does the velocity of animals matter during collisions? Because it feels like it should, but doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I thought about adding it, and then didn't. I also figured that it might lag really hard if I did that, right? Because you can check out the code knock of this stuff, right? So I can point you at like explicitly where all the calculations happen, where all the magic happens. Actually, this is not where the magic happens. This is where the magic happens. Yeah. This part. So I was keeping it simple. Yeah, why is it just a calculation? I don't know. When I was testing it in my development builds, it felt like it started to get framey pretty early. But maybe I'm crazy. So like, this is the movement calculation, and then everything else is just based off of hurt boxes. So when you enter another unit's hurt box, you know, it does a thing. So I think the max amount of animals that I've gotten to join my death ball before was like 60 something. And so you have 60 something like collision boxes and hurt boxes, all running a calculation per frame, and it's all physics enabled. So I don't know. It was getting framey for me, so I was like, eh. We could add it, or I can focus on doing other stuff. So at the very least, there's a little bit of oomph to each collision, right? So you get the little the dust cloud. Hopefully you're getting the dust cloud. If you're not, then that's a bug. Let's see. None if server is already connected. So we want to connect to. Isn't WebSocket WSS, not WS? Or am I crazy? There's a good game here. I think it just needs more tuning. Yeah, it does need a lot of tuning. Yeah. The idea is good though. It's a mix of Katamari, Damacy, and well, it's pretty much just like Katamari, Damacy plus like mixed with destruction. I have 68 count and no lag. Well, okay. Well, I don't know. I have no idea. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Good to know. Good to know. What is the WebSocket server, by the way? So here I have, this one's like a WSS, but this Python one is just WS question mark? Oh, WS. What's the difference between WS and WSS? It could be, yes, I'm you crazy. Hey, weird question, can I steal this idea? It is MIT, so like, or no, it's Apache too, so like you can use it, right? If you think that you can make a better game than me, go ahead. Want to play around at Rapier TD, and this seems like a simple game idea? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that was actually what I was gonna do. I was batting that around in my head. It's like, what if on stream today I reuse a lot of my Bevy ECS code? So I think it's my Swarm code. Yeah, so this one should be linked into Rust. And so this one just has like an ECS detail. And I hook this in with Rapier 2D. Oh baby. And then I just use Godot for like the front end. If I manage it, you can use my implementation if you want. Oh, nice. Yeah. So the Godot implementation should be pretty solid. The only big gotcha, so I can start running through this if you want. The only big gotcha with how collisions work for each entity is that they use hurt boxes for collision instead of just their base physics objects. It's a bit weird, right? So like, your units are not able to collide with buildings because buildings are static body 2Ds, which means that Godot does not report the collision, which is just weird. It's just bizarre. So yeah, so I had to change the entire layout of everything to use hurt boxes. So they have an additional area 2D to like listen for collisions. Yeah, it is very strange. I'm not sure. So I worked around it instead of actually fixing the problem. But it's but if you just want to use the idea, then that's cool. The code that drives all this though is very, I think that the design that I came up with during the jam was pretty good, right? So you can see here that pretty much everything is just a text scene, and they all inherit from like a base unit. Buildings, we just have base building, and then everything is just a text scene that inherits from that and doesn't have its own script. And then enemies are the same way. Actually, enemies should have been rolled into buildings as well, but I kind of realized that too late after I made everything. So yeah, so there's really only like a few big classes, right? So there's base unit GD, and base enemy GD, base building GD. Oh, and then there's the death ball. So the entity logic is very, very simple. And actually, I don't even use spawn points. I have spawn points in the code, but they don't really do anything. Yeah. I think the hardest parts were just the combat logic. Combat screen, yeah, combat screen logic was very difficult. And then scenario, loading in each scenario. So scenarios are just levels that you can load in, and they change how the screens look. Spawn points was for. I don't know. What was I thinking at the time? I was thinking that you might have like an infinite swarm of enemies. Maybe, but then I just ended up having like, not sure. Like at some point during development of this thing, I was thinking that you would just have like a randomly generated levels, I think. And then I realized I just did not have enough time to do that. So then I pivoted to just have manually generated levels, but that was before I had, I guess, the concept of a scenario that you can load into each level. Yeah, so it's just like it's a weird development. What's the word I'm looking for? Vestige? Proboscis? Is vestige a vestige? What is a vestige? Define hussy. Yes. Define vestige. Yes. It's a development vestige. Vestige of developments. From before I had the concept of just loading in a scenario. Where scenarios are just Y swords. Or they're no 2Ds, but they're actually Y swords. No, wait, no they're not. They are no 2Ds that contain Y swords. Vestigial classes, yeah. I had 48 hours! I had 48 hours, so there's some things in here that aren't great. That's for sure. Let's see, hashing context we also need to... Well, hashing context extends a reference, so that's fine. So when we authenticate... So this is a fun game. Oh, thank you, thank you. Did you get to the end of it? Did you beat the game? You have completed a very... You have defeated a great game. I'm not sure if anyone's actually beaten the game. Level 3. Oh baby, there's a, I guess, an Easter egg from when I was just losing my mind at some points. It was like 3 or 4 a.m. my time, and then someone suggested that I record a certain song. And I was like, you know what? Let's run with it. I'm good. I love it. Great idea. Woke up the next morning. I was like, wait a minute. What? Alright. Const. So let's see. This is just URL path. To be honest, I have audio muted. Feels bad, man. That's fair enough. It is very loud. It was fine when I was listening to it, though, in my defense. It's too loud. I'm sorry. It was fine when I was listening to it. That's one of the things that it's hard to test when you don't have other people to play your game. So I'm just using the default 4444. Yeah. I thought WebSocket was WSS, or does WS just mean like WebSocket, and then WSS is secure WebSocket? Is that what it means? Oh, okay, so this is using... Oh, this is very strange. Yeah, okay, I see. WebSocket versus WSS is like HTTP versus HTTPS? Interesting. I did not realize that. Yeah. Yeah, because the part that I'm kind of struggling with here is this part. So I'll need to connect to... I'm looking at the Python implementation. As noted a million times before. 116 deathball and still no lag. Maybe it's because I was streaming at the time. As mentioned a million times before, I was streaming. I did stream like the large majority of the development. There was like 1 hour where I did not stream, and that was just because like I was trying to de-stress myself by just watching YouTube videos while making assets. So if we go to here, when I was drawing, let me see. Yeah, when I was drawing some of the buildings, I think like this lower half of buildings was drawn off stream. Yeah. I don't know, like when I was playing it, it felt laggy. That's why. I don't know. Reskin this so you can play as Doom Demons against the Doomslayer. You know what? That's probably a better idea. I don't know. That's a good idea. I was gonna say it's a better idea than what I was gonna switch it into. I was thinking something more like StarCraft. So you play as like Zerglings or some sort of aliens, and you're trying to fling yourself into the, you know, the Terrans or whatever. But yeah, Doom, StarCraft, what's the difference? Am I right? Yeah, Gibbs keep flying around, possibly. Zergling Swarm is very nice too. Yeah. Yeah, I've never played Doom Eternal. I've played very little of Doom 2016. But yeah, I think that's a good idea, yeah. So I think if 2 people have thought of it, it must be pretty good. Not connect to OBS WebSocket. Okay. So, oh, my eyes. Let's see. Self-call. What does call do? Did I open this already? What is call? Where is this? Oh, this is just in connect. So call. Request payload. So you have a UUID. Where do we generate a UUID from? Here. Or is UUID a library? Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, I think it's an idea I would like to expand upon. I'll probably do it on stream. Or I'll do it after I set up the Rust stuff on stream. I already have the reference implementation. And then I just need to figure out a better way to do full screen for Godot. Yeah. Because like dragging using your screen boundaries doesn't really work in web games, but if I don't make it a web game anymore, right, maybe it'll just work. It should be fine, because then I can actually capture your mouse. UID 1. Oh, okay, so that's easy. Wait, so I need to connect to the UR. Wait a minute. So what this program is doing is it connects to the WebSocket here, and then it gets an auth response afterwards. And then if auth response, auth required, yes. Then we get the secrets, get the stuff, and then we call authentic. What does call do? Where does call send the thing? So request type. Request payload. Oh, does it send it over the WebSocket? Oh, that's bizarre. That's not how I'm used to doing this. Okay, sure. So you can just connect to the WebSocket, and then instead of using the like built-in WSS, you just need to pass in like a protocol or something. That's a bit weird. That's a bit weird. Or maybe that's how it usually works. I have no idea. I'm only used to using WSS. Yeah. So we connect to our URL path, which is an unsecured WebSocket. Oh baby, I do love an unsecured WebSocket. And then we can check. We'll need to call IS authenticate. Actually, this is not how it works. This is connect to OBS, and we'll do this OBS stuff here instead. And then authenticate will just be its own thing. Yeah. So get rid of authenticate here. This will be connect to OBS. And then here, we'll call authenticate, which will handle this, or call auth required. Call. Call. So we do need to send in a unique request ID every single time. Where is call used? Is call used in many places? I hope not. Please get out of here. Where is it used? Just in these two places, huh? Neat. And then everything else is just WebSocket stuff. Okay. So authenticates, and then, or this is like get auth required. Okay. So let's just do these. So get auth required. So this will be the GD script implementation. And so this is also part of my super secret plan to start getting more stars in all my repositories. So here, OBS WebSockets. They list all the projects for the stuff. So there's Python, Rust, Go. So that we can have Godot up there as well with my implementation. And I can probably try to break this out into its own thing. So it's just like I guess an add-on. You know what? I gotta use the restroom really quick, so I'll be right back. BRB. If I had this working, I could just press a hotkey and switch straight to my AFK thing, but it's not working yet. All right. BRB though. Hello, I'm back. You know, I was wondering, I'm not sure if I'm like alone in this, but I feel like whenever I don't use chlorine tablets in my my toilet, I feel like it starts getting really dirty really quickly, no matter how often I clean it. Is that just me, or am I just cleaning it incorrectly? Maybe I'm just bad at cleaning my toilet, which is probably true. I find cleaning my toilet to be an unpleasant experience, to say the least. I don't think anyone really finds cleaning their toilet to be a pleasant experience, but like I strongly dislike doing it. It's I can't beat the last level. You can't? I would check the corners. Are you missing one enemy? Yeah, maybe check the corners. Sometimes the enemies get stuck in the corners. I think that happens sometimes. Although you are the second person to have reported that. Hold on. Please don't be what I think it is. Oh, actually. We can look at the scenarios. Did I mess this up? There's 5. Yeah, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So this is actually how the levels are laid out, by the way. Check that out. Yeah, see, that's the problem, is that the problem is that, one, I made them red, and then I also made the background red. So that's a bug with the AI. So the AI detection logic is really, really simple, right? So this is how they detect the unit. They just always take the first unit, because that's usually good enough in most circumstances. But the problem is that for the demons have a ridiculously large detection range. And so I need to think of a better solution around that. What I could probably do is I could have 2 detection ranges. So there's like a detection range and then like a new target range. So I think once you leave the new target, or I guess the target range. So there's like a detection range and a target range. And so if there's nothing in the target range, then it will pick one from the larger circle. But if there's a target closer to it, it will take the closer one. I don't know. What I was trying to avoid, I'm not sure if this would actually be a performance issue, but I thought it would be. Because when you have a lot of units and you have a lot of enemies, trying to find the closest unit sounds like it would be a performance bottleneck. So I just decided to keep it simple. Yeah. Anyways, there is a song. There is a song recorded by yours truly at the very end once you get your final score. It is possible to somewhat soft lock though. You're far too worried about performance. Well, no, well, in my case, it was actually, I was actually running into performance problems though. It was starting to lag when I was running it like on my own system. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I am running into performance problems, so now I need to actually deal with it. But then people are saying that it runs fine, so I'm like, I don't know, man. To be fair, I've never played it off stream, so I've never played it off stream, so it's probably like because I'm streaming right now that it starts to chug somewhat. But also in my defense, I also streamed it. All but 1 hour of development, so. Authenticate, get auth required. I think we'll just have to send something over the website. I don't know, I think you're one of those programs that doesn't really understand how fast computers are. If it was lagging, it was actually lagging, I don't know. What more do you want from me? It was actually lagging. Therefore, I thought there was a performance issue. Get peer. Put packets. So this one should be pretty easy. Get auth required, and then I authenticate, so this will just be some sort of text. I don't know. We'll figure that out later. Text to UTF-8. Yes. This isn't the first time you've been worried about performance prematurely, though. Well, you say this as if this was a second time. I have been worried about performance prematurely, but I don't think that this time was one of those times. You can check out the streams. It was lagging on stream. Do this. Computers are fast. GitHub. Let's see. I don't know. There's a lot of text. Oh, well, I'm supposed to actually guess. Okay, hold on, we can do this. Do you know how much your computer can do in a second? Let's find how well you know computers. All of these programs have a variable number in them. Your mission, guess how big number needs to get before the program takes 1 second to run. You don't need to guess exactly, they're all between 1 and a billion. Just try to guess the right order of magnitude. A few notes, if the answer is 38,000, both 10,000 and 100,000 are considered correct answers. The goal is to cannot be wrong by more than 10 times. We know computers have different disk and network and CPU speeds. We're trying to get you to tell the difference between code that can run 10 times per second and 100,000 times per second. A newer computer won't make your code run 1,000 times faster, smiley face. That said, all this was run on a new laptop with a fast SSD and a sketchy network connection. The C code was compiled with GCC 02. That's pretty fast, that's release speed. Or I guess no, 02 is debug release, isn't it? And then there's 03, which has the most aggressive, or is 02 the most aggressive? I don't remember. Good luck, we were surprised by a lot of these. We'll be anonymously collecting your answers, so expect some graphs in the future. Equals capital D. 02 is the recommended. Okay, isn't yeah, 03 is the most aggressive one, right? Yeah. I know things sometimes. First program. Guess iterations in 1 second. It's C, right? It's either this one or this one. I think I already saw the Python one. The Python one was surprisingly fast. Yeah, but this is just increments up. This just counts up, right? Yeah. Guess iterations in 1 second for loop to apply. I think I cheated and I saw that this was like, yeah, one of these. That's fair enough. Now that you've guessed, when I see code like this, I think how much time a millisecond is. It's imperceptible to me, but apparently you can run 68,000 iterations of an empty loop in a millisecond, even in Python. Presumably this is Python 2. Now we know about the most we can expect from Python. 100 million things per second. Let's explore a slightly more realistic use case. Dictionaries are used just about everywhere in Python, so how many elements can we add to a dictionary in Python in a second? Once you've gotten that one, let's look at a more complicated operation using Python's built-in HTTP request parser to parse a request. Guess iterations in 1 second. What are we doing? We have an empty dictionary that for I in this range number. Okay. Do some sort of modulo thing. Say 10 million. 10 million. Yeah, okay. Yeah, see? I got it. That was actually almost spot on. Because these are the only choices. Parse HTTP requests. Alright. Probably still about 10,000. It's between 1 million and 10,000, right? Python's fairly fast when it comes to this, because all of this is... Yeah, as long as you're not doing like super complicated stuff in Python, it should still be pretty fast because it's built on top of C++ or C. What is Python written in? Oh my god, I'm totally off. It's 10,000 to 100,000. I'm dumb. Yeah. We can parse 25,000 small HTTP requests per second. One thing I want to point out is that the request parsing code is written in pure Python, not C. Oh, really? Oh. I was wrong. I thought the HTTP library was written in C. Okay. You can actually do a non-trivial amount of work in 40 microseconds. Next up, we have downloaded a web page. Where we have downloading a web page versus running a Python script. Hence, these are both less than 100 million. Okay, cool. Download web page. HTTP request completed in 1 second. Isn't the HTTP request thing in Python written in C? Right, isn't it like pretty much anything in Python, if it's, as long as you're using like the C libraries, it doesn't, performance isn't a problem, or isn't an issue. Then it's just like whatever your hot loop is. URL open, yeah, not true, isn't it? I thought that's how I thought Python worked, as long as it's written, as long as you're not doing like lots of Python code, the less Python code that you can see, the faster you can assume the code is. Right? Good call. Well, we're just doing a get, right? And then we're just reading it. What was this one? This is parsing HTTP requests. But I guess if we're just sending a get, one function call might be 100. 10,000 lines of Python? Well, yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Is the library like a wrapper around a C library, or is your Python library like just Python? That's the problem. Is if I know how the underlying implementation works, I can make a more educated guess. Well, yeah, like, well, how much of a wrapper is it? Like, is it just wrapping like this raw C function, or is it like a bunch of Python code that uses a lot of C functions? Yeah, it depends on. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It depends on the implementation. So I need more information to make an educated guess. Let's say 1 million. Really? What do you mean? This is 4? Do you mean like, are we waiting on your network? Are we waiting on your network? Like, if we're just sending like if we're waiting on our network, then that makes a huge difference. If you just want me to send a blind GET request and discard the result, it doesn't. I guess we do have to read it. Fine, sure. There's a difference, right? We can just send a bunch of requests and then discard the result. How many times can we start the Python interpreter in 1 sec? I have no idea. What the heck? I've never had to think about this. How fast can you start a Python interpreter? Let's call it. I'd say 10,000 feels about right. Really? I guess that you do have to fork. Yeah, you are running on a bash. Yeah. Okay. Sure. See, I think you're finding something out about me. I think my computer's a lot stronger than I think it is. This one I don't accept any blame for. This one's BS. I was tricked because we're waiting on your network. This one, I'm surprised actually. I'm surprised. I guess you would just fork. Well, starting a program is actually already expensive by itself, not just starting Python. We just run bin true. We can 500 them in a second. So it looks like running any program has about 1 millisecond of overhead. Really? Okay, cool. I thought you could do something like if you just do yes, right? Look at that. How fast is that? I have no idea. Yes is one of my favorite programs. Actually, I just heard my PC processor spin up as soon as I started just doing yes. Yeah, yes is just one process. Yeah, I guess well, doesn't it just run? Actually, no, it's not starting up every single time and closing down, right? Yes actually just starts itself and then just prints Y to the console. Isn't that how yes works? It doesn't. Well, this one's not forking itself either, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's how yes. Yeah. Yes doesn't fork itself, and it doesn't shut itself down. That's fair. Starting a program is already expensive by itself. If we blah blah blah, the cost of downloading a web page, of course, depends on the size, connection speed, and distance from the servers. And we're not going to get further into network performance. Network performance is so interesting. It's something I have no experience in. I know how to run ping. I know how to debug cert issues, and that's about it. Bash forks to run a process. Yeah, I know how a fork bomb works. Yeah. Trying to do high performance networking, say it's possible to get network round trips of 250 nanoseconds, but that's as much closer computers and fancier hardware. For us in Google, it's a million times longer, less than /3. Light can only travel a foot in a nanosecond. Google is much more than 250 feet away. How many bytes can you write to disk in a second? Assuming it's an SSD, we all know writing to memory is faster, but how much faster? This code is run on a computer with an SSD. There we go. Write to disk. So let's see, chunk size. This is our chunk size, so it's just a bunch of A's. Alright. There's a try catch, so this is gonna be a bit slower. It feels like 100,000. It feels like 100,000. Oh my god, it's really fast. Oh, I don't know anything about computers apparently. Really? Yeah, I thought if you try catch it and you're also syncing it, it would be a lot slower, but I guess not. Yeah. Write to memory. Isn't writing to memory really, really fast? Yeah, okay. Okay, well, see, I know some things, right? You're talking to someone who's not. I'm self-taught about a lot of these things. Yeah, I know writing to memory is really fast. That's why in-memory databases are dope. Writing to disk, I'm surprised Python has that kind of performance, but I guess that makes sense. Even though we are syncing it to disk. Now that you guessed, disks are slower than memory, and this matters even when you're using a slow language like Python and you have an extremely fast disk. My SSD has been known to write at greater than 500 megabytes per second, which is fast. A lot of things end up being dominated by disk speed. We'll see that in the next example. It's a bunch of syscalls. Don't you mean syscons? Oh, didn't say that. File time. Sometimes I run a huge grep and it takes forever. Yes. How many bytes can grep search in a second? Grep is... Assuming that this is done on a Linux system, it should be a bit faster than my grep. I'm sorry. It was a system connection. What were you thinking of? Aren't you familiar with system connections? Dirty boy. No one doing this one that the bytes grep is reading are already in memory. This will give us an idea how much grep slowness is because of the search time required and how much is because it needs to read from disk. So they're already in memory. Listing files also takes time. How many files can find list in a second? Okay, so this is just bash. Okay. So concatenate dev 0. Wait, doesn't this just give you what is dev 0? I've never had to do that. There's dev null, dev 0. Does dev 0 just give you zeros? And then we grep for blah, so it'll give you nothing, but it'll still try to search. Yeah. I don't know. Isn't grep pretty fast? 10. Really? Yeah, okay. I said pretty fast and then clicked 10 million. Find file names.sh. Please note how this one is snake cased and this one is kebab cased. Alright, find. And then we pipe into... Wait, no, we just find files and then... What are we doing? We don't even print it? I don't know. See, this is how I do my my skimming. That's why I try to have pretty consistent things, because when I see the inconsistency, I'm like, wait a minute. Now I actually need to read it. Will be in the file system cache. I don't know. Is this? I mean, grep is this fast. I was gonna say 10 million again. And I was like, wait a minute. Grep is this fast. Maybe find is faster. Isn't find faster than grep? I don't know. Now that you guessed, great. Now we know that grep can search at 2 gigabytes per second. So at least in this case, we're limited more by disk speed than grep speed. But I don't know. How would find be faster than grep? I don't know. Doesn't find... I don't know, like find can call other things, right? Like isn't find more advanced than grep? Or am I crazy? Grep reads one file, find queries a file system. Oh. Oh. Oh, that's how they work together. Oh, that's why you're able to pass in grep to find. Okay, interesting. I don't know, man. I just use the tools. Serialization is pretty common place to spend a lot of time. It can really hurt, especially if you're deserializing the same data repeatedly. Here are a couple of benchmarks of parsing 64 kilobytes of JSON and the same data encoded in message pack format. I'm assuming the JSON will be slower. So this is JSON parse. How many times can we parse 64 blah blah blah? This is some sort of protobufs thing. Message JSON. So parsing was pretty slow. I don't know. Let's do 100,000. 449 and 1,000. Okay, sure. thought it... Is message pack faster then? I don't know. What is message pack? Are these bytes? It's like JSON but faster and smaller? Sure. Want to believe that we'll get 100 times speed increase by using message pack? Oh, just 10 times. Okay, well I think I was on the right track. Basically, every single person we talked about serialization mentioned that Captain Proto does instant serialization. We just want you to know that deserializing 64 kilobytes of data can take a millisecond, a long time as we know, and that your choice of format and library makes a big difference. Yeah, I thought binary serialization would give you a speed increase of more than 10 times, but this is like almost, this is actually a bit less than 10 times. Interesting. Databases. We don't have anything fancy like Postgres for you, but we made 2 copies of a SQLite table with 10 million rows, 1 indexed and 1 unindexed. Indexed queries in 1 second. That's a million queries, baby. 50,000, huh? 50,000, huh? And then unindexed is probably gonna be a lot slower. We'll call it 1,000. Are you serious? Really? 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 2? For unindexed? Not a big surprise. Indices. This is improper. This is supposed to be indices, not indexes. That's not how you. That's not how you type. 70. That's crazy though. I didn't realize how much slower unindexed databases were. No SQL DBs. BTFO. Actually, I don't know how NoSQL databases work. Are NoSQL databases indexed, or are they just tables? I don't really know how they work. 20-ish microseconds for an index query means that if this were over a network to a faraway database server, the time to query would be dominated by the network round trip. Yeah. Databases are unusable without indices. Are NoSQL databases indexed though? Are NoSQL indexed? How are they indexed? Indexing. User need indexes. CouchDB and Mongo, yes. Interesting. But specific ones, yes. Specifically, in general, no. You have to set them up the same as SQL DBs. So isn't that just makes them SQL DBs though, right? Relational? Doesn't that just mean that they're just a relational DB under the hood? Not really? Oh, though. Hashing time. Compare MD5, which is fast, to bcrypt, which is slow. You can hash quite a bit of stuff in a second with MD5, not so much with bcrypt. How many bytes can we MD5 sum in a second? I think MD5 sum fairly fast. 10. That's an easy 10 million. 4. Ooh, that's pretty fast. That's pretty fast. I'm assuming that that's also a C library. Bcrypt. That's hard to say. You wanna say it's 1,000 times slower? It's 10,000 or 100,000. 10,000. Really, dude? I had no idea. I've never used bcrypt before, so I have no idea. In my defense, I have no frame of reference. Interesting. 10K too. Yeah. That's crazy. This one, that's wild. But this one, also pretty wild. Do you think it has something to do with the underlying implementation though? Alright, memory access, I have no idea. I have no experience in this. CPUs these days have L1 and L2 caches, which are much faster to access than main memory. This means that accessing memory sequentially, where the CPU can load a bunch of data into a cache, will normally give you faster code than accessing memory out of order. Yes. Let's see how that shakes out in practice. Might want to refer to latency numbers every programmer should know to guess at this one. Absolutely not. We're just gonna go for it. Ooh. alright, so these are all C. So intentionally more complicated than it because it's designed to be slow. More intentionally complicated than it needs to be so that it matches the out of order version. I have no idea, dude. Like, I don't know. We'll peek at it. We'll peek at it. J Boner. What am I looking at? Latency comparison. L1, L2 branch mispredict. Sure. I don't really understand what I'm looking at. It's like search speeds. They don't really mean a lot to me out of context though. Bytes written in 1 second, assuming that they're in order. I don't know. Probably this one. 1 billion bytes per second. Heck yeah, let's go. And then out of order. If you just consistently miss the cache miss, whatever. How big of an array can we allocate and fill with fives in a second? The catch, but you do it out of order instead of in order. I don't really understand. But sure, this is out of order. If it's out of order, you can really kill performance. It's either 100 or 1 million, right? It's either 100 or 1 million. I don't think it would be 10,000. It's still C, so it's still really fast. It's one of these. Let's go 100,000. Okay, it's still a lot faster than I thought. That makes sense. That it's only a magnitude of, it's only 6 times slower. It's only 6 times slower. Okay, cool. We don't write a lot of C, so this doesn't affect us very often, but if you care about how many nanoseconds your operations take, which you do if you're trying to do a billion things in a second, which computers can, you can care about this thing a lot. Very nice. I got a 5 out of 18. What's 5 out of 18? 5 out of 18. What score is that? I got a 27% on my test. It reminds me a lot of Calc 3. That's not bad. That's not bad. I think I take issue with a few of these questions, for sure. Mostly this one. I feel cheated. This one is just network latency. That's not my fault. I think if I was accounting for network latency, I would put like either a 10 or 100. But if you're just like sending a GET request, I think it can do it really fast. Run the test again. But just download the web page and like immediately discard it. Just hammer their servers. That's something you have to account for when coding? It didn't say that we were accounting. I guess it does say like we're downloading it. I suppose it does say that we're downloading it. Sure. But still, I think if we're just hammering a server, we can hammer a server pretty fast in Python. Actually, I know programmers that don't. Yeah, network latency, I don't know. Like, for pretty much everything that I do, I always assume like a network latency of like, or like pretty much, it's gonna take about 0.3 seconds for my request to be completed at the fastest. I'll download 5 web pages, do it sequentially. Well, that is the simplest solution, right? But is it the fastest? Absolutely not. Let's see. Anyways, we still need to do this part. That was a fun distraction. That was a fun distraction, for sure. I think there were parts where I thought the computer was faster, and there were parts when I thought the computer was a lot slower. So, yeah. I feel like doing it with Python libraries though, it's always kind of a toss-up unless you know how that library is implemented, right? mean, that's why, like, if you're using something like pandas, it's going to be a lot faster than just doing your own array transformations. Right. Right, because pandas is pretty much just like a thin wrapper over, or everything in pandas, all the objects are implemented in C. All the structures are implemented in C, so that's why it's really fast. Whereas you could implement pandas in just raw Python, right? And it would be like extraordinarily slow. Well, not extraordinarily slow, but a lot slower compared to pandas. Man, I remember when pandas was just first coming out. It was kind of garbage. And that was back when I was still in school. And that's why I chose to learn R in university. Because, like, you know, R at the time, still pretty good. Still pretty good. A good research language, to be sure. Anyways, let's look at this. So we need to call a few things. It would be unusably slow. Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like... Actually, I think that would be fun. Has anyone done that? Pandas pure Python. Enhancing performance. Is there like a metric? Someone's done it. Dependencyless pure Python pandas like data frame. Is there the... I don't know. How much slower is it? I'm interested. Probably nothing. Pandas. Pandas for lambdas. Given the size of data sets, use the pandas. Yeah. I think I would have to assume that like for like really small data sets of like, you know, 100 or less numbers, it wouldn't be super noticeable. But once you start getting into the, you know, the thousands, 10,000s, hundreds of thousands, you would start getting down into just horribly unusable speeds. And of course, I think once you get past, I guess, hundreds of thousands, I mean, you're always going to have to wait at some point. Especially if your data isn't, like, I guess, structured well, or if you're changing, or if you're transforming columns to be other things. Hundreds of thousands should be usable if the implementation is optimized. Yeah, well, assuming that you have a good data set as well, and you're not trying to do like a weird transform. Like you want like the, you know, location data by like birth date or something, and then you want to install all of that into a new column. Something like that. And if you're using the library correctly. Yeah. In optimal conditions, your software will always run. However, we do not live in optimal conditions. Message ID. This is our payload. This is our request type. Data is not none. So this is data. This library has a timeout, but they never call it anywhere else. Huh? Okay. Sure. Get auth required. Put packets. So I think this needs to be, yeah, this is a dictionary, it looks like. Yeah. Send, yeah, so yeah, this is a dictionary, question mark. Yeah. So we'll do JSON print. Yeah, it's print. Let's see, what is it called? Wait, print this thing. So this is message, what is it called? I'm just gonna drag this to my other screen, by the way, so I don't have to keep flipping back and forth. So this is message ID, and then we will just generate a message ID, like that. Then request type. Just gonna remember that these are kebab cased. That's always gonna kind of mess with me. like I don't usually kebab case my my JSON. It's either Pascal or Camel. Or it's not Pascal. It's usually camel cased or snake cased. Auth get auth required. Get auth required. All right, so we can actually test this out pretty much immediately, because I can have 2 instances of my stream overlay running at a time. Because actually, they pull from different config files. How did I do that? I said k like really fast twice in a row. I don't think that was audible, so I think if I just played it off, no one would have noticed. But put packet, and then it'll give me back a response. Huh? Sure. Async with, so we send it, we wait for, oh, huh? Okay, sure. I think we need to have a counter as well, since we're sending this over the WebSocket. And so we can do on data received. On data received, what do we do? So this is data received, data received. So there's a few things. Chat connection established. We won't be using this. This is just protocol. I find it's better to actually implement these though. Protocol, just in case. Chat. Yeah. So data received. We'll do, so this is emitted by OBS client whenever we get anything back. So what do we want to do? We can do, I'm thinking of like a million ways to implement this, because Godot doesn't give you direct access to the clients, so you just have to kind of guess as to what the response is. I guess it's fine. What I was going to do is I just would have a flag that would tell me which step I'm on. But I think we just do this instead, right? Which is var message, some sort of string. I'm assuming that it's gonna give me back a JSON. But for some reason, the documentation doesn't actually tell me what it gives me, which is very cool. You know, I always get super weirded out when they don't tell me what they give me, because I have worked with systems before, which they did give me back just like form data or just raw text, which is just bizarre. I was wondering the entire time, why isn't this working? Why isn't this working? Why am I failing on the parse step? Is it them? And then I actually look at the raw string that I'm getting back. So, okay, well, it's not my fault. You're just giving me back like a raw string, not even like a proper JSON response. Who does this? All right, so we have a message, and then let's see. Call, bum. Gotta love APIs. Oh yeah, gotta love APIs, especially when they're not documented well. Like, look at this. This is just it, but then it doesn't give you any, like, it gives you the values, and these are the type defs, sure, but like, hopefully it's JSON, but these are just type defs, and so JSON doesn't support ints or objects. So I'm assuming an object is just another JSON. What does this mean? This doesn't mean anything to me. So I think I just need to like see what this is first. Yeah. So take this part out, by the way. We don't want to connect twice. That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, what if we just print to app manager log message. So I want to see what this is first. I do need to implement this into main screen. I guess we're just going to grab it really quick. Oh, and this is part of my, well, you know what? Let's make this really simple for now. We'll just do OBS WebSocket. Save OBS WebSocket. We'll grab this. And then in main screen, I guess we'll just, yeah, we can just load this in, I don't care. var OBS WebSocket is equal to load whatever this is. That's not how you do it. Load this string instance, and then screen scale layer. It doesn't actually need to be loaded at that point, right? Because this doesn't appear on screen at all. Yeah, so the in ready, we connect all this, and then we do connect to OBS, and then I should see, we connect to the URL, then we call get auth required, and then we should just print. Did I not print it? Am I stupid? No. Hold on. Get auth required. We get a JSON string from JSON print. Then we put the packet, and then whenever we receive data, we'll just log it out. Yeah, okay. So let's send it. We won't be able to connect. Oh, this is good. Oh, it's because, oh yeah. Now we can do this part then. We can just, for debug purposes, we'll just, we'll sidestep it to do. All right. To do debug. What did I get? Nothing. Main screen, screen scale layer, OBS WebSocket. What do you got? Nothing. Oh, it's because I forgot to add it to the. I forgot to add script. All right, one more time. Once more with feeling. Okay. Non-existent function, new and base marshals. Am I not allowed to do this? So this is an object. How do I create a new marshals? Is this not how this works? Marshals? Like, is this not? Is this not available to me? Hey. How do I create a new one? Or are these just like static functions? I guess we'll comment it out for now. One more time. Once more with feeling. All right, 44 errors. These aren't errors. Put packets connected to host is not connected to host is true. So get auth required 63. Bum bum bum. I mean, what? We did though. What? This is how this works. So when we put packet, and we always need to send to the first peer, because I think to peer 1, because peer 0 is us. So we don't want to put a packet to ourselves. I believe that's what that is doing. We can try that one more time just to verify. So if we go into, like, we can print out like OBS client get peer, get avail, isn't it? Get packet peer. Hey, is this not available? I thought this was something that you could do. It's like you could just print out the number of peers that you have. Hold on. Okay, this is a WebSocket client. And then WebSockets, is a packet peer. This is very confusing to me, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, connection status. I remember struggling through this, and I've just completely forgotten everything about it. WebSocket peer. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Do I have a built-in delay anywhere in here? So there's a few things that I feel like I do need to delay a few times. Or maybe not. Right, we just do a raw connect, and then we connect to Twitch chat, blah, blah, blah. And then, let me see. Oh, there's some API stuff here as well. Protocols. I don't know what this means. Protocols. Custom headers, I understand. GD multiplayer API, we don't want that. I don't know what protocols means. True is passed as GD, blah, blah, blah. We don't care. Pass fault, you must call packet. Yeah, put packet, get packet. You can optionally put a list. Yes. I like how there's no documentation on what protocol. Like, sub-protocol, sure. No sub-protocol will be requested. Okay. No examples of what you could put, though. Did I get an error that I wasn't able to connect? I mean, that's fine that Twitch chat didn't connect. I'm fine with just bouncing off of it every single time. Authenticate doesn't do anything. Connect to OBS. Yeah. We call connect to OBS here. I mean, am I crazy? Let's try that one more time. It's so easy. Just do the things that docs won't tell you. Exactly. Why can't you read the developer's mind? Forehead. Yeah. So we can ignore the Twitch stuff. I don't care because I'm not using the correct key intentionally so that I don't get banned. So that my stream overlay does not get taken off Twitch. So it is connecting, it's just not sending a packet. Oh, you know what? Is it because it's local host? Is it because I'm sending it to myself? Here's a question. Oh, okay. Null instance. All right. Wait a minute. Wait. What? So it's not one indexed? Or it's not 0 indexed, it's 1 indexed? That doesn't make any sense. Why is get peer 1 indexed? Huh? It's connected to host? Should I just wait? Yeah, it's at this part here, so we're not connected yet? What if I just... Alright, let's set a breakpoint. Where are we at? Where are we at, dog? So this is correct. Generate message ID, yeah, that must be a string. So we have hashing context, we don't care. OBS clients. OBS client get peer. 1. Maybe I should just, alright, we can store the peer, I guess. What does get peer give you? Get peer gives you a something. So we can do var peer is equal to OBS client get peer. No, hold on. That's not how you do it. Get peer per peer 1. Comment this out. Then we'll do peer put packet text to UTF-8. All right, let's see where this gets us. So what I want to see is what the peer is. What is the peer? This is, all right, that's fantastic. I love it. You told me nothing. OBS client also tells me nothing. Transfer mode. I guess it's reliable, yeah. We haven't run into an error yet, and then once we step, then we get the error. Packet is connected to, not connected to host is true. Yeah, that makes sense. Thanks. Why aren't we connected? Is it because it's Is it because? Oh, is it because OBS is? Well, no. I should be able to connect to my OBS, right? So if I change this thing, right? If I just change this to 4.4, this should print out could not connect to OBS WebSocket, right? Wait. Really? Huh? What? What? So that's not broadcasting at all. What? Where that doesn't make any sense, right? So if I look at my WebSocket server settings here, I am on my server. There is a password, and I know what the password is, but I'm not going to tell you. So it is broadcasting. Did I do it wrong? Has this just been a huge waste of time, and then I'll need to restart the stream if I actually want to do any of these OBS stuff? So the WebSocket server should be running. How do I check my outgoing connections? Or how, is there a way on Windows to check which ports are in use? Check ports in use Windows. Command prompt, netstat AB. Can I do that in Bash? Do I have access to netstat here? Okay. I don't know. Does PowerShell admin just give me access to this? Let's just do this live on stream. Hopefully this doesn't show anything I shouldn't be seeing. Netstat. Maybe. You know what? I'm nervous. Let's move this to my other screen. I'm a baby. What ports are in use? Hacking in progress, yeah. Doesn't appear to have worked. Oh, there we go. Yeah, okay. I guess it was probably a good idea I didn't show this on stream. Oh, it's running. It's running. There's a lot of ports in use, actually. Wow. What was I on? I was on 444. Yeah. By the way, my IP address is 192.168.0.0.1. Please don't hack. Yeah, there we go. Please don't hack Arenos, my streamerinos. Or my IP address is 127.0.0.1. Please don't find me. Alright, there we go. Yeah. Oh, and there's a few UDP servers. Actually, wow. Spotify works over UDP? I didn't know that. That makes sense though, right? That's why sometimes your audio will just get kind of funky. Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. I had no idea. One actually. Yeah, no chance you can stream without UDP. Yeah, I've never considered it, but that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, it looks like... No, I am broadcasting. I'm broadcasting over... Yeah, localhost 4444. I'm listening. Like, this shouldn't work. I can't just connect to one. Right? Well... I know at least on... Isn't it at least on Linux, right? Ports 1 through 1000 are generally all like pre-configured or reserved. Like, so you have 22.443, but anything else that you'll want to use a port higher than 1000. Otherwise, you're probably overwriting like a system tool or something. Isn't that true? Or is that false? Yeah, I don't know. This is weird. What if I do please don't hack Areno. This is my... No, not my IP address. I expect if you do so and you don't collide, you'll be fine. Okay. Yeah. All I know is that like there's like some subset of ports which are reserved along with like user IDs, right? So you really on Linux you should not be assigning user IDs below 1,000 or something like that. Or is it 100? It does require root to do so, if I recall. Don't quote me. Get quoted, son. Yeah, it's weird. Not able to connect. Right, so if I do one of these, so we'll do, I don't know, like an else. You know, at manager console log, hello. Right, we should see a hello. Yeah, so that implies that we connected successfully, but even if I change up the port to something that's not in use, or something that should not be accessible, like what the heck is port 44? Yeah, something's wrong here. Do I just have too many ports open? And I'm not able to connect to my own OBS WebSocket server? Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Is not okay. Yeah. Is not okay is the correct parlance. So chat client connect to URL is not okay, sure. Connect to URL, these URLs are, this is secure WebSocket server, blah, blah, blah. But this Python implementation is just connecting to just regular WebSocket server at this address. What happens if I just mangle it? Will it still work? It should give me a cannot connect. Yeah, cannot connect to OBS WebSocket. That's good. Alright, so we're making progress. That makes sense. So we are able to connect, but we're not able to, I guess, check? Wait, hold on. Is it because some of these are incorrect? Like we didn't connect them properly? I mean, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but perhaps. Like we can even do some of this stuff, right? So like app manager, console log. Let's see, OBS connection error. On the connection established, we can hit it with an app manager, console log, OBS connection established. Then connection closed, of course, will be app manager, console log, OBS connection closed. And what's close request? What takes this? It's code and yeah, maybe it's this. I kind of doubt it, but you never know. With this kind of lower level stuff, some of the ways that Godot handles the errors are slightly strange. And by slightly strange, I mean very strange. Close request received, and then we should do OBS client disconnect from host. Right, because we're the client, not the host. Alright, so now those are all implemented. Should be fine. Alright. Did I not update the... Ah, interesting. See, wait, no. We saw hello, which is good. And then chat close request received. Oh, am I getting, am I pinging it too often? Hold on. No? Okay. I don't remember seeing these before, which made me a little bit worried. Like, did I get blacklisted from, Hold on. No, okay, I didn't get blacklisted, that's good. I saw it the other times as well. Oh, actually, no. Am I starting to get blacklisted? That might be bad. Oh, and there's also a few other things. So some SSL stuff is failing as well, but that might be because of the Twitch stuff. Yeah, so I might be getting blacklisted actually. So we're able to establish the connection, and then it just... I have a bad feeling about this. Let's check it out live on stream. So if I turn off my actual stream overlay, am I able to reconnect? I might not be able to. The contact Twitch support. Like, we're not blacklisted just yet, right? Because we're still sending pub sub pings, and we're also able to just still do this via Twitch chat. So if I turn this off, by the way, and I'm gonna switch to this overlay, we'll open up Postman, and then I'll update my access key. Just try not to show it live on stream. Huzzah! He's doing it. Alright, that's fine. Close Postman so we don't show my token live on stream. Go back to main chroma key. Look at this. Alright, please don't be blacklisted. We might be though. Wait for it. We're connected. Oh no. Oh no, that's fine. I think we're good. Right. I think we're good. Huzzah! Okay. That's weird though. I don't remember ever seeing that message before. Like, usually Twitch does not just ask me to close the connection. Oh, we're twinning. Oh baby. Duck me. Lewd, by the way. Bonk. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm going crazy with regards to this. Chonk me. How about I'll bonk you by just throw him into the wall. Get sent. Saving for pivot. That's fair enough. Chonk me. How about I'll just make you really small. Just turn you upside down. You're like reverse chonked. You're so unchonked that you've gone reverse chonk. Actually, what the heck? Look at that. Visual Studio Code is actually using one of my ports. Why? That's weird. Let's just ignore that. Reverse chonk is acceptable. Telemetry. Oh yeah, that's true. I suppose that's fair. That's fair. I got nothing to hide except for my mountains of okay. I was gonna say hentai, but I was gonna say hentai, then it said like decided against it, but I was like, wait a minute. It might actually be better to like specify it rather than leave it to the imagination. I don't actually keep hentai on this computer, by the way. It's clean. Alright, I'm off. Alright, take it easy, Knock. I'm glad to see that you've been disgusted by my very poor jokes. I got a meeting. Nice. I remember when I used to have meetings at work as well. Take it easy. Thanks for tuning in as always, and also thanks for giving my game a try. Zoom meeting? Imagine using Zoom. My work uses Google Hangouts. We're too cool for Zoom. Connect to OBS doesn't work. And connect to OBS does all this stuff. What does connect to URL do? Disconnect from host, get connected host. What if I do this? I just check to see what we're connected to. It was fun. I'll let you know if I do a rewrite. Use Discord. Oh baby. Take it easy, Knock. Discord. How trendy. Log message. And then we'll do OBS client. All this stuff. And then we'll just see. Hopefully I'm able to see that I'm connected to myself. No. Non-existent function. Huh? Non-existent function. Oh, it's console log. That's because this one is an older version of my thing. So I use console log instead of a log message. Peer is connected to host. Is not returned IP address. How do I connect to myself? I would like to connect to my own system, but there's something that's preventing me from doing that. Let's see, get connected host. Oh, hello, Gareth. Shouldn't you be asleep? Let's drink some water in addition to this bourbon that I'm just very slowly sipping on. We'll drink 200 milliliters. How are you doing today? Also, check it out. I was working on a thing over the weekend, streamed most of it, so my brain is pretty fried. But you can give it a play if you want. It's a Ludum Dare submission. Giant horse death ball. Available to play on Twitch. Might blow out your eardrums, by the way. Do you prefer OG OBS over Streamlabs OBS? I'm gonna be honest, I've only ever used OG OBS, so I have no frame of reference. It's one of those things where it's like, it just kind of works for me. So I've never had to try anything else. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to make it work. I'm trying to make my stream overlay thing work with OBS though. I don't think Streamlabs OBS is open source, is it? I mean, it should be, but considering that OBS is GPL code, I'm not sure. Yeah, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to integrate this program into OBS so that I'm able to, whenever this program is open, it'll listen to like a hotkey. So I'll do like control like F1, and I'll be able to switch scenes. You weren't joking about the loudness. It's so weird. When I was testing it on my machine, it wasn't that loud. And now everyone's saying that the sound on it is like ridiculously loud. It's weird. I don't know. It might be because, like, if you are, I guess, a normal person, maybe normal people set their speakers to like 100 or something. But I'm actually running my audio through like one here, so this is 50, and then I have like an external audio box that I have my that I run all my audio through. It's not really an amp. It's mostly just like a transformer between, I think it's like 13.5mm plug, and then also the XLR plugs. Mine are at 30. Well, I apologize. I don't know. I got nothing. Whenever I plug my headphones straight into my PC, I usually keep it at like 10. And also for that reason alone, my hearing is actually still a bit better than average, which is a bit weird to me, considering that I've spent a pretty good chunk of time in clubs. Yeah. It's weird. This is weird, man. This is weird. OBS clients, get connected port, and then we can also try, I see. Yes, I see. Is Streamlabs OBS better? I've seen a few times that, if you're having troubles with like other streaming software, you might as well just try to use, like original OBS. Just using more about the volume. I'm sorry. I didn't think it was that loud. In my defense, this game was made, it's a compo, which means it was made in 48 hours and also is made solo. So like, I tried it on another computer. Like, I have 2 computers. I actually have more than 2 computers, but I tried it on 2 computers and it looked all right. It sounded all right at least. So I don't know. I don't know. Keep my volume at 100%. It's just my volume on my interface. Yeah. I don't know. I apologize. What is connected? Oh, this is like the signal stuff. What other things do I have on WebSocket clients? So, oh, we can do like verify SSL, like just turn it off. Yeah. So if we're not connecting over SSL, yeah, what happens if I do like OBS client verify SSL equals false? We get 0, so we're not actually connected to anything. That's cool. That's very cool. Yeah, we're not connected to host. Why is this? If OBS client is connected, how do I do this then? WebSocket client, connect to you, disconnect from host, get connected host, blah blah blah. Streamlabs is open source also. Okay. Well, I don't know. I already have everything set up for OBS. That's kind of the thing. Let's see. Get peers, set buffers, peer packets. Get connection status. I don't think I need to pull. Get available packet count. Get var. Put packet. Huh? Sorry, not saying one is better than the other, just curious. It's no problem. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much input at all into that. I should probably try out Streamlabs OBS at some point. Is Streamlabs OBS available on Scoop? Search Streamlabs. What does Streamlabs do for you? What makes Streamlabs better than OBS? I guess it is available on Scoop. Streamlabs. Does it have built-in WebSocket support? I don't know. I mean, there's Pokemon on the front page, so I guess she uses it. Pro overlays? I don't need a pro overlay. Multi-stream? I'm pretty sure, like, as a Twitch affiliate, I'm not allowed to multi-stream. Ninja uses Streamlabs. That's neat. Yeah, I don't need any of this. GitHub. That's neat. I don't know. Maybe if I like keep running into problems with OBS, maybe I'll look into Streamlabs. If there's a way to connect to, if there's an easy way to connect to Streamlabs OBS over just generic OBS, like I'm having right now. Like it says, I've checked that I'm actually broadcasting on that connection. So WebSocket, whatever this is, it should be fine, right? There doesn't appear to be a way for me to check whether or not I'm actually connected though, which is very strange. What if I do this? What if I just kind of assume that we'll connect? Maybe it's like we're not actually connecting for some reason? Or what if we do this? Here. So we set up the connection immediately, right? Like that. And then we call this function. Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't know why I thought that would make a difference. We're not getting any data either, because we're not connected. And I'm also not able to see. Yeah. There's no data about the peer. Because there is no peer. That's very weird. That's very weird. So we look back at WebSocket client, WebSocket multiplayer peer. We're not really a multiplayer peer. Oh, actually, hold on. After starting client connect to URL. Oh, do I need to poll? Is that my problem? Is that I haven't been polling? Yeah. Get connection status. So we'll do print. We'll do app manager. Console log. OBS client. Get connection status. And I'll just need to cross-reference this really quick with whatever. Oh, that's an integer. So it's a, I don't even know what this is. String this. So we're a 1. So connection status is, what is the connection status? Connection status, connection status. Connection status. Huh? Connection status, connection status. So we are connecting. Oh, we're connecting. Okay. Okay. So on connection established. Oh, we probably want to do all this connect to OBS stuff here then, right? Don't call it immediately, you dummy. Okay, weird. He's done it, probably? Did it work? Alright, so we failed the Twitch stuff, that's fine. Oh, and then we're just hanging, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I guess we're just hanging. Because what we should be seeing at this point is a few messages after we successfully establish our connection. So what if we do, oh, I still need to have the process, right? So function, process. We'll do OBS client poll. So I'll just hammer my local OBS instance. So hopefully the stream doesn't go down when I run it. It might. Am I dropping frames? No, we're good. OBS connection error, very good. On connection error. That's cool. So we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. It's finally something different. Oh, you know what? Yeah, we need to do this really quickly. So, what is the poll time? Probably don't want to have a poll time. 1. So this just polls every second. Probably want to have that as well. Let's do const poll time will be equal to some sort of float 1 var poll counter, also a float. Starts at 0, and this is basically just the same code over and over again. We'll use delta because that's the delta, that's the change in time between each process call. So we'll do poll counter plus equals delta. If poll counter is greater than or equal to poll time, then we'll do poll. And then poll counter will equal to 0, so we don't hammer it. And then if OBS client get connection status is not equal to WebSocket client connection. How do you do this? Connection disconnected. Oh, then we want to pull. What am I doing? Yeah, there we go. Should be good. Should be fine. So we won't see anything for a little bit. I'm going to be right back. OBS connection error. Actually, no, I'm not. That happened pretty quickly. OBS connection error. Is there any other data? Like, that's not a whole lot to go off of, if I'm being honest. What was the error? I guess these also do not give you an error? Yeah? Or did I do this wrong? So if I change, oh, it's WSS. Okay, I've been running the wrong one. All right, send it again. He's done it. Okay, I'm just a big dummy. I'm just a big dummy. I needed, yeah, so what I needed to do is I needed to wait until we were actually established. Interesting. Interesting. That makes sense though. It is a bit different from how Twitch works, right? So Twitch, you actually just connect straight to the WebSocket, and then there's also, I guess, some OAuth stuff that you can send, but I don't think I'm actually using this. Yeah, I think I'm just connecting straight to the Twitch chat, which you can kind of see here. Whenever you talk, things happen, and I'm also connected to the PubSub Edge API here, which allows me to, you know, read channel point rewards. And also, technically, it does also print out like subscriptions or bits or whatever, but I don't actually have those hooked up just yet. Yeah, see, this works. Oh, hello, Moku Moku. Hi. あなたの問題は何ですか? Is that how you would say that? Oh, and I'm also not getting a connection. So this worked. I eagerly await the question, by the way. Which is like phrased very sarcastically, but I am ready though. Also, Moku Moku, check this out. I'm just trying to fit my game to as many people as possible. Look at this. I worked on this over the weekend. It was accomplished, so it was done in 48 hours. I streamed for 34 hours over the weekend. Worked on this, so pretty much all the work on this was done all live on stream. Please try to get past the tutorial level before you make a judgment. And also it's very loud. As many people are starting to tell me. I wonder if, I guess that's still fair. I think I can still upload a new build and just reduce the volume. Yeah, it wasn't that loud for me though. Or maybe I'm just listening to my music very loudly. I don't know. It's hard to say. Nice. Thank you, thank you. The game came out pretty well, in my opinion. It is a bit weird though, because I have a feeling that some people who are reviewing the game didn't even finish the tutorial level, and they're just like, nice, you can fling around a horse. And that's not really the game. There's other parts to it. You just need to read the tutorial. Although the tutorial is in English, so that might be part of the problem. How do you do a transparent background in the application window? Because one of my characters has a green hair, color key in the green doobad. All right, so here's how you can do it. So you go to, if you have the most recent application, you'll want to go to app settings and then transparent background. So that, boom, look at that. And then I'll also need to change my stream overlay. So game captured like that, like that. Yeah, so that's how you would do a transparent background. But then you also have to remember that FXAA must be turned off, otherwise you'll get this, which is expected. For some reason, Godot cannot do FXAA and transparent background at the same time. Wait, how did you do it in Godot? Oh, okay. So let me show that off as well. Let's go, since we're already sidetracked. So if we go to and we can look at the same thing at the same time. I'm pretty sure it's here though. Yeah, it's this part right here. So there's actually a few things that you need to change. One is that you need to make a call to get viewport to transparent background is true. So your root viewport must have a transparent background. And then also you need to set this explicitly. So there's window per pixel transparency enabled true. So that's two things that you need to do. And then also in your Godot application, you need to go to project settings, window, and then set these two things as well. So per pixel transparency allowed and then also enabled. So there was a bug, at least in version 3.3, Godot 3.3, where you needed to explicitly set this at runtime. Yeah, so there's 4 things that you need to do. You need to set these 2 things in the settings, and then also call these 2 lines somewhere in your application. And then you'll be able to do transparent background. So I think actually this program also does that. Yeah. Transparency and background, yeah. So it's pretty neat, Yeah. Something that seems to get a lot of people, or catch a lot of people by surprise, right? Let's see, So we're able to connect to the WebSocket here. But we're not able to receive information from it, which is interesting. So what if we do this? So get auth required, and then we'll just wait for, a response. Authenticate we probably don't want to do here. So on a connection established, we'll just call get auth required directly. And we can get rid of connect to OBS. That doesn't do anything, right? And then on data received, we can check for a few things. So yeah, we can do var like JSON response. So this will be something, and we'll do parse JSON message. Yeah, let me show you one of my new models. Oh baby, new models. I'm ready. Are you like writing your own thing in Godot as well? I'm assuming it's not based off my code if you had to ask that question, I suppose. But no offense taken. Just know that you've made an enemy for life. That's not true, but you know. I'm interested, I suppose. A rival, I see. Yes. Take a shot at the king. You better hope you don't miss. If JSON response not or is or type if type of JSON response is not equal type dictionary, then we'll want to return, and then we'll also print out at manager console log invalid JSON response. It's in the Discord now. She has a space-like hair and the spiral abyss. And the spiral. What does that mean? Space-like hair in the spiral abyss. The spiral abyss like Genshin Impact. Oh. Where the heck is that? It's terrifying. Kinda like it. I'm kind of into it. Is that live 2D? Or is it like a real 3D model? That left eye though, looking a bit sus. It's a very original design. I don't think I've seen one that has just like the void instead of an eye. Kind of live 2D thing I made. Oh. Okay, okay. Remember you talked about that before. Yeah, it's made in like it's not Game Maker, is it? It's not Click Team Fusion. Is it Click Team Fusion? I don't think. No, Construct, right? You made it in Construct. Is this correct? Have I successfully remembered? Aha! I know things. See, I actually read your messages and I store them in long-term storage for whatever reason. So instead of actually like learning useful things, I just remember random trivia that people tell me. I hope you're flattered. I've dedicated part of my my brain space to remembering what engine your software was written in. I'm in Godot right now, so I can jump ship. Nice. Yeah, I mean Godot is nice, right? It's free, open source, easy to use, relatively. And it has the power if you need the power. It's great. Quite. There are a few oddities about Godot though, for sure, right? So for example, right here, I need to both hash my password response as well as, I guess, convert it to base 64, but they're not in the same object, and this isn't even an object, so I still don't know how to use marshals. It's very weird. But right now, what I'm struggling with is actually parsing the data, or at least getting any data back when I send, I guess, a message. Yeah, so I'm still trying to figure that out. So we can do if JSON response has let's see, auth required, and for some reason it responds with camel case. And by the way, what I'm referencing is this code here. So this is simple OBS WebSockets, which is a Python script for interfacing with OBS. Let's see. Status is not okay, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is where we need to start doing some fun stuff. But right now, we just need to print out, and I just need to print and see if I actually get a response to my challenge. So OBS connection established, sure. All right, Twitch, we failed to log in. That's good. Chat connection did not close cleanly. That's good. So I'm not receiving any data. Not receiving any data from OBS. So let's see. Let's do an app manager, console log, send, get auth required message, I guess. So I believe that this is actually what's being sent over. It's just a JSON message in this format, message dash ID, and then we just generate a random, well, it's not random actually, it's just increments by 1, which is random enough if you don't know how many messages I've been sending. And the request type is get auth required, and then we put packet blah blah blah, and this is based off of my other WebSocket code, so this is actually what's running my overlay right now. So this stuff here, look at this. Wee. Oh, that's actually kind of weird how if you pick up 2 people at once, it flings them at different speeds. That might be a bug, or that might not be a bug. Maybe that's intentional if I want to ungroup you. Yeah, let's call that a feature. That feels like a feature. So when we send a message, we'll send text to UTF-8, put packets. Get auth required. So get peer 1, put packet, text to UTF-8. Is there no peer 1? That doesn't make sense. Is it peer 0? It might be peer 0. Oh, okay, that's good. So no, it's peer 1. So for whatever reason, connecting to WebSocket hosts are indexed at 1. Start indexing at 1. Very strange. Very strange. Confirmed. Godot's like low-level networking interface is just very strange. Send get auth required message. So we've sent it, and then we just don't get a response. Huh. I wonder, where does OBS send its logs to? Enable debug logging. Sure, I don't know. Where does the debug logging go? Is this gonna show my IP on stream? I don't know, let's send it. Where do the logs go? OBS connection established. Then we fail our Twitch chat connection. Let's start getting a little nervous here as I go into, there's my real name, of course. But you already knew that. That was already in my stream description. Let's see. Oh, and by the way, I need to do this. Click out of that. We'll go into, what is it called? OBS. Where does OBS store its data? Probably not here, huh? Bin 64-bit. Probably not any of these either. Probably not in manifest.json. Is it in config? Logs? Alright, well, let's look at our logs really quick. So stream intro with tracking. Hello. It's me. So look at the text file. Okay. So OBS WebSocket, you can have WebSockets, Qt, blah blah blah. No Blackmagic support. Setup. User switch scenes. Okay. OBS WebSocket update. Does it tell me who it's sending it to? Or actually, is this something that I can show on stream? I just want to see if there's like an IP. I guess there's no like real IP, but I probably should not be showing this on stream anyways. Yeah, a lot of these don't matter, though. Yeah. This is neat though, yeah. Look at this. It's a big old log file. Does not help me in the slightest because new client connection, WebSocket client. Oh. Wait. No. Wait. Yes? Actually, yeah, I think I can show this on stream. Yeah, anyways, look at this. So if I start this again, I think so this is where we're at, right? OBS connection established. This is my notepad. We'll close it and then open up the log file again, because there didn't appear to be any weird information here. Probably, maybe that one might be weird. So, look at this. New connection. Right, so this is correct. I don't even know if this is visible or not. How do I make these bigger? So new connection from, oh no, it's my IP address, 127.0.0.1. I've already made that joke a few times. New client connection, sure. Right now it's 22.33, yep. Updates. So it did not, oh, am I not sending the packet? I might not be sending the correct packet, huh? Stream status, yeah. Okay, so it's not receiving my, it's not receiving my challenge, huh? Right, so this is the challenge. Put packets, and then I'm just not able to send it. I think that's what's happening. That's Twitch. Yes. My favorite League of Legends champion. I used to play a lot of Twitch, actually, when I was really into League. Not anymore, though. I've been sending chat for like 5 minutes. Been sending chats for like 5 minutes and I didn't send. Oh, I apologize. Yes, I was not ignoring you. I've not been seeing your chats. Okay. It was Twitch, yes. This is true. Let's see. So it should be sending it, but then I guess it just blocks for some reason. We can figure this out. Chat client, OBS client, get peer, put packet, text. And then chat WebSocket message. That's fine. And then these two. Join channel, yeah. Yeah, these are all fine. And then there's no interface for me to like communicate straight from my stream overlay, but I totally could. Send pub sub? What does the pub sub do? Yeah. It just prints out the request, which is pretty much what this one is as well. Okay, what if I do, I don't know, with an app manager, console, log, text, just to see? Or is it because it's not expecting UTF-8? So wait for it. Takes a little bit. Yeah, that looks correct. That's tough, man. That's tough. So like I'm able to connect, but I'm not able to send any messages over to OBS. So close that. This is correct. What if I just send the raw text message? So is the problem put packet? Oh, because it needs to be a byte array. That's why it needs to be UTF-8, right? And then presumably doing this as like ASCII will break. Hopefully it will break, or is it that whatever the OBS WebSocket thing is Windows only, or not Windows only, but US only. ASCII only is a travesty. I really hope I don't see anything here. Yeah, so we have the connection. And we send it. Chat connection did not close correctly. You know what? I'll be right back. I'm gonna refill my drink. AFK. I'm back. My head is less stretched out than before. All right. So I don't think we're able to we're not sending messages properly to OBS, but we're getting pretty close. Oh, not this one. So this is correct. This is the correct text, and we are sending the auth response. Is there anything else in Godot's WebSocket stuff that I have access to? So like, what if I just send like 2 packets? just hammer my OBS thing with packets. I don't know. Send me, dude. Please give me an error or anything. Just a desire connection with OBS. Please. Why are you like this? And we can even look at it. Yeah, so we're connecting, right? We can see it. Yeah. Yeah, port disconnected. Port, yeah, closed. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. New client connection, then disconnected. Then this is our current file, which is this one. So it's not getting the get auth required, I guess. I wonder, do I need to like wait? Does it want me to wait? So if I add a, I'm just grasping at straws. Do I need to wait a frame? Just so OBS has time to think about it? Like I'm clearly doing it correctly, right? Because I'm able to get a response from OBS. Yeah? No? Is there any other way for me to debug this besides just looking at the logs? Like the logs clearly are telling me that I don't have a connection. Right? New client connection. WebSocket connection with client closed. End of file. Sure. But then in between, there's no like one of these, right? Like I'm sending 3 messages, but I'm not getting any message. Put packets. Huh. Or is there another way for me to put a packet, right? Get peer. Oh, is it set right mode? I'm gonna be mad. So I remember having to do this before with the pub sub as well. Oh no. Well, actually, with both of these. So I think what Godot does with the write mode is it defaults to binary write mode. I think that's possibly what's happening. That's one of the gotchas with WebSocket stuff, is that I think a lot of WebSocket stuff works off of text, but Godot defaults to binary, not binary. What's it called? Just the numbers, the ligma, and then because of that, well, because it's more performant that way, but you don't want to do that here. So we get peer. Set write mode to web socket peer write mode text. Yeah. You want to bet that it was that? I struggled with this for a long time with the pub sub stuff as well. No instance! Oh, because it's peer 0. It needs to be peer 1. What a pain, dude. Alright, one more time. So send me. It's not log message. Okay, so I got a message back, so that's pretty cool. I wonder what it was. So that was it. It was the write mode. It needs to be write mode text. Neat. Neat. Did I spell auth required right or wrong? Oh, he's done it. Huzzah. All right. So that's pretty cool. We only need to have one auth response. So that was the problem, is that Godot's WebSockets default to binary write mode, which is better for games, and especially if you're hosting your own server. But when you're trying to connect to an external server, right, like just like a regular WebSocket, which is, you know, for normal people, normal people use write mode text. So Godot, you need to explicitly set your write mode to write mode text, because otherwise you just get weird errors that don't, and like you get weird errors and nothing happens, and it's really hard to debug, or unless I'm doing it wrong. And I don't think I am, but it's possible. So hold on, this should still work, by the way. I don't need to wait. Yeah, there's the challenge. There we go. So there's the challenge, and now I actually need to start using some of these hashing things that you saw before. So we have our hashing context and also our marshals. So I'm not sure what to do about marshals. I don't really know how to create a new one. So we'll just take it out, I guess. Maybe it just kind of exists. Or I guess let's go to Godot marshals. How do I use it? Oh, it's a singleton. Oh, hello. I played your game. The first part is a bit annoying because you only have one animal fling, but then if you have more, yeah, that's yeah, that's actually kind of the problem. And also, by the way, it never says to kill the farmer. It just says throw yourselves at enemies to eliminate them. Killing the farmer is not an objective. So you can actually just skip the farmer and just go straight to the end of the level. Yeah, levels 2, 3, and 4 are much better because you just have access to way more animals. So what I should have done in the tutorial is flip around the, I guess the grab the animals stuff and the combat stuff, right? Because the fun part is grabbing like a huge ball of animals. Fighting the farmer is not fun with just one thing. So did you complete level 2 or 3? I think level 3 is probably the most fun because it has the most buildings for you to break. Oh, Marshall's is a singleton. Okay, cool. So here, we can do some auth stuff. That'll be fun. Where is it? Playing 2 now. Oh yeah, level 2, level 3, much better. Yeah, the tutorial is not constructed in the best way. The tutorial is basically like a test level, and then I just added like the kind of awkward things to it to make it appear like a tutorial. Yeah, I think if you just try to blaze through the levels, I think you're gonna have a bad time. You're supposed to. The idea is that you take your animals and start raising a big ball of more animals. Yeah, I think most people get bored after the tutorial because they try to kill the farmer. So, I didn't realize, you know, as the developer, I just kind of like got good at killing the farmer really quickly, and then I just also knew that you could just skip right past it. But yeah, I think that's one of the problems of working like completely solo with no feedback, is that it's hard to tell what the player will do, or I guess it's hard to tell how much you know as a developer, right? Because I know the strats to like fighting the units and stuff, but the player doesn't necessarily know. Yeah. So it's obvious to me, but that's because I programmed it. At least the like flinging animals into like lots of structures and stuff, that still felt fun after a little while, in my opinion. So, we'll do, so we need to base 64 encode. Oh no, okay, so there's a lot of things here. So this is, I think we can just do this, right? We can just do var secret. Var secrets SHA 256 will be what do I want? It's hashing context. Oh, no, that's not how this works. Hashing context. Start a SHA 256 context. Start it. I don't really know how this works. Provides an interface for computing cryptographic hashes over multiple iterations. It's useful, for example, when computing hashes of big files, so you don't have to load them all into memory. Memory streams and data streams in general, so you don't have to hold buffers. How do I just create a SHA 256? Godot SHA 256 from string. String has a SHA 256 text method that does the hashing for you. Oh, there we go. I don't even need this part. I don't even need this. I don't even need this. All right. Now all I need is the Marshall's singleton. So this one should be. It'll be var. Let's call it var secret. It's gonna be some sort of string. So secret SHA 256, and this will be equal to JSON response. JSON. You know what? I'm just gonna post the password. I'm just gonna type the password out. I'm just gonna type the password out. So this is not gonna be the final password, but try to guess what I'm making the password right now. And if you said the password was password, you would be 100% correct. Secrets. SHA 256, some sort of string, equal to Password. What is this part? This part is auth response. Or no, we can do it like this, right? Oh no. Alright, close bracket. String format it, like this. Boom, boom. So password and then JSON response. What is it called? Salt. Yeah. Actually, this isn't even this is just secrets combined. And var secrets. Well, this can be secret base 64. I don't even know what that gives you, but we can do marshals. What is it? What is it? Marshals raw UTF-8 to base 64. So UTF-8 to base 64, then secret combined SHA text. It doesn't really matter either way, I think. Alright, so there's our secrets. Oh my god, this is just horrible, dude. Who wrote this? What is this, dude? This is just bizarre. Alright, so var auth combine string. One of these, like this is just like needlessly convoluted. What the what? Excuse me? What is this? So I'm past this part. I've done the concatenate the salt with the password. I've generated a binary SHA-256 to base 64. Concatenate the base 64 secret with the challenge. Yes. So base 64 secret with the challenge. So this is the secret. What is secret base 64? What does this give you? What is this? Marshals. This is a string? I'm like losing my mind, dude. This is a string concatenated with, what is it? What is it? Just tell me. Just tell me. With the challenge, which is JSON response challenge. And then what do I do? Generates a binary. Oh, it needs to be a binary. Wait, I think I've done this wrong. No, that's fine. Yeah. To base 60. SHA hash. Yeah, that's fine. Then JSON response. This is our auth combined. This is where we're at. Generate a binary SHA-256 hash of the result and encode it to base 64 again. Okay, so we'll do var auth base 64. I've done something very similar at my job, where we just have like a long string of just weird authentication stuff. Marshals, UTF-8 to base 64, auth combined, SHA-256 text. Then, I mean, that's it. I think that's it. Then we can use this to authenticate. So then we'll do, I guess authenticate. So text, string. We'll do app manager. Level 2 is so much fun. Yeah, it's better. I think level 3 is more fun. The very last level is slightly better. If only because it's like a switch up, because it's a I guess a boss fight. Why is the poop part of the animal faction? I don't know. I don't know. It's just cause I don't know. I needed more things to draw. On 3 now. Yeah. By the way, the rubber duck is the strongest animal. Because technically a rubber duck is not an animal. But anyways, let me drop another link in the chat just in case anyone wants to play or is wondering what Moku Moku is playing. It's that game. It's pretty neat. Pretty neat IMO. Like in terms of like a game to play, it's pretty quick and easy. I guess here's a tip: is like you can skip to the end of the tutorial if you want. You just need to scroll to the end. The camera controls are really bad though, so I guess if that's your feedback, I've got it. I did try out. Oh, so there are different damage of the. Yeah. There's different animals do different, slightly different damage. Although for the most part, it's completely unnoticeable, except for the poops. The poops actually do 0 damage. The poop actually, it's possible to soft lock if you lose all your animals except for your poop. So it should be fairly unlikely for you to soft lock though. I would be very surprised. So let's see. Auth required. So this needs to be var text equal to JSON print. So it'll be very similar to the first one. Generate message ID. Request type is equal to, what is this called? Authenticate. It's 11 p.m. I think. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I mean, if you're interested in also looking at the code, because the code was part of a compo, it is just available on GitHub as well. So if you want to steal the code, the only requirement is for you to, you know, credit me and all that good stuff. Yeah, a tighter grouping might have helped if I like increased the speed of all the animals. I considered, because like if you kind of wildly swing your animals around, they won't group together very well. So I was thinking about, you know, if they're within a certain range of your death ball, they'll, I guess, kind of gravitate towards the middle of your cursor. But, you know, not enough time, etc., etc. Let's see, auth. So if you have data, and I'm looking at the Python implementation of this on my other screen. So if data is none for key in keys. Okay, so that's how they do it. They'll just do, they call it auth. There we go. OBS clients get peer, put packet text to UTF-8. There we go. Let's see. So we should be able to connect. Look at that. Ooh. Did it work? No. Chat connection did not close cleanly. Yeah. Waiting for it. Oh, you know what? I didn't handle this part. That's why. elif JSON response. Wait. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Authenticate. So I did everything required. I just didn't send it properly. Very good. Very good. Alright, I think that should be fair. Or that should be fine. So sending get auth. Oh, authentication failed. Status 1 or status error. What was the... What's the problem? I thought I did it right. Alright, the log file is getting pretty high. Hey. Start it again. Maybe I can get a different message this time. Let's see. Error, that's okay, as expected. Then what does the log say here? I'm not getting any forcibly closed. Am I already running multiple times? I'll give it a few seconds. So let's see, the final log, closed, disconnected, end of file, yeah. Then we do this, get ready to look at the file. We should be, no? Didn't update? New client connection. Yeah, we're connected. Error. Yeah. I think I'm sending the hash incorrectly. That's probably what's happening. Date modified. Yeah, this is it. We're still connected. Huh? So this is it. This is it, right? Hold on. What is it? What is it? So a challenge and a salt. So concatenate the user declared password with the salt sent by the server in this order. Password plus server salt. Yep, this is my password. Password is password, by the way. I'm changing it, but I've set a password just for the stream stuff. Then the server salt. There's the salt. And you can kind of see here that this is everything here. So message ID is 0, which is the one I sent. Salt is this, and the status is okay. Then we want to generate a binary SHA-256 hash of the results and encode it to base 64. Okay, so what if we change how this works? So we do var secret base 64 is equal to marshals to what are the things that I have? I have raw to base 64. Raw to base 64. So we'll do secret combined SHA-256 buffer. Yeah. So that should be okay. And then finally, we want to concatenate our base 64 secrets with the challenge sent by the server in this order. So we have our base 64 secret concatenated with our server challenge, which is this part. Then auth base 64 generates a binary hash of this. So I mean, that's what I did, right? That's more or less like doing this in this order doesn't really make too much of a difference. So raw to base 64. This will be auth combined SHA-256 buffer. And then we can just send it like that, right? So base 64 will just give you a string, and then we just need to concatenate it to UTF-8. Or I guess not even UTF-8, right? Decode UTF-8. Yeah, I mean, this is a string, right? So, to UTF-8, I guess? What if we do that? No. Can't be. That's tough. That's tough. Let's do it one more time. Oh. He's done it. Oh, he's done it. Yeah, there we go. Now we're connected. Woo! It only took me 3.5 hours. That's programming, baby. Now, this piece of software is able to connect to, now we're connected. Now we're connected to OBS. That's sick. Yeah, I didn't realize. Yeah, I guess it needs to be binary first and foremost. Okay, neat. Neat. So authenticate. And then after that, I think we only want to check for certain things, or actually we don't even want to listen for most of these things, right? Because most of these are just, I guess, like stream info stuff, which is nice, I guess, right? There's update type stream status. Yeah. So we can do... How do we want to do this? I guess we don't even want to update the update type. We can oh, you know what? There's some fun stuff that we can do with this actually. So you can see here that we are, or the OBS gives me back the total stream time. Is this how people do like the kind of fancy stream overlays with like, this is how long I've been streaming for, and I don't even need to start my own timer? That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. That's neat. Yeah. You know what? I am a bit over time though. So I'm gonna call it more or less here. We'll go to dev, friendly potato stream. Get status. Get add all. Just send everything. Get commit. Restructure project. Add OBS plugin. Still in development. The game was great. Oh, thank you, thank you. Did you beat the entire game, Moku Moku? Did you get to the secret song at the end of the game? After beating the final level? The zoom out thing was wonky. Yeah. Nice. Almost heaven, West Virginia. Yeah. I didn't realize the camera would be such a sticking point. But once again, that's like a developer thing. It's like, it's what I came up with and I just got used to controlling it. Yeah, it's tough. I think, yeah, when I rewrite the game or I start working on the game again, I'm probably just gonna rewrite it. Because the actual structure of it, if you kind of look at the source code, it's very, very simple. I'm somewhat proud of how I decided to set up everything, more or less, right? So like every single unit is pretty much just inheriting just one script. This is the script for the units. It's very simple. We just play the animation and then play a hit effect, and that's pretty much it. You know, and then the death ball, very, very simple. Sends all the units towards your mouse. Another feedback, I guess, is limit the particle to a set amount of annals, because when you have a ton, it gets very laggy. See, someone was telling me in chat that they weren't getting any lag And I was saying that's crazy because I was also getting a lot of lag. See, whew. So yeah, it does get laggy. Yeah, it does get laggy. The particle effects were actually like a last-minute addition. So if we kind of look at the commit dates, does it give me like a time? Like I added the particle effects like 1 hour before this submission date. The submission time. Yeah, the structure of the entire program is very, very simple. Like this is the entire script. It's only like 100 lines, and most of the lines, like there's like 10 lines specifically allocated for just spawning units. And so base buildings and then base enemies should be, I guess, combined since most of their logic is the same. But yeah. Yeah. That does make sense, yeah. There is a bit of lag once you get to a lot of animals. It's tough. It's tough though. Because it was one of the last things I worked on right before the end of the jam. But yeah, thanks for playing, Amoku. Much appreciated. Yeah, that's gonna be it for me for today. If you want to look at the code that I've been working on, it's under the name Friendly Potato Stream. Mostly because that's the name that GitHub came up with. Or Friendly Potato. I think the first Friendly Potato thing that I worked on was like Friendly Potato Editor. I was like, that's a fantastic name. I love it. And I've just been using it for all like the kind of UI tools that I've been working on. Yeah, I'll drop a link into chat if you want to take a look at the OBS plugin. I think what I'm going to try to do is I'll abstract it out so it's, it'll be like viable for, you can plug it into your own thing if you want to make your own streaming whatever. So there's a link to it. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. I'll be live tomorrow I'm scheduled for 9 to 11 p.m. I might do a 7 to 10, who knows, 7 to 11. So I'm feeling all right. But yeah. Anyways, join the Discord if you haven't already. Give the channel a follow if you want to stay updated on all this stuff. Check out my projects. This is OpenCFaceGD, available for download on my GitHub, MIT licensed. This is Friendly Potato Stream, the thing I've been working on. There's actually technically a release of this also on GitHub. I think this is Apache 2. Anyways, let's find someone to raid since there's a decent amount of people still here. Let's see, who's doing Godot? Who's doing Godot? There's some people doing Godot. There's me. Let's see. Is this person doing Godot? It looks like they're just drawing something in paint. Oh, they are doing Godot. Alright, let's send you to this person. Unless they're... Oh, they're going offline as well. Alright, I'll send you over to this guy. This guy seems to be streaming a lot. I feel like I've sent people pretty often to this person. But yeah. Anyways, I will see you all later. See you tomorrow from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Goodbye.
How's everyone doing? Also, Moko. I hope I said that.